Hello everyone and welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And on this week's episode, we are joined by a very special returning guest, CJ from SuccWarCentral. Welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy I picked this chapter. Oh my god, I got so lucky.
You really did.
You guys.
Doing great. This is one hell of a chapter to be on for. And yes, of course, in this week's episode, we will be talking about Hunter x Hunter, Chapter 414, Friends.
I wonder who that's referring to. Yeah.
Probably
Not
Bill.
Leorio.
Not Leorio. That's for sure. Shout out to Dylan's new set piece, by the way. Leorio.
Thank you. Yeah. I new camera angle debuting for those of you watching the video version.
Yeah, that too.
I got tired of how it was looking for the last little while.
Oh my god.
So.
Oh.
We're twinning.
Oh.
I have a Leorio too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that.
Not a plushie, but
Yeah, I went to a round one arcade yesterday for the One Piece collaboration mainly, but they had a little Leorio claw machine and I got him first try. It was meant to be, so now he's here.
amazing.
Hell yeah.
I thought those things were rigged.
You would think, but the small ones at least are a lot easier to get. I feel like so. Yeah.
Sometimes.
This is the last one like on the floor of that machine though, so this was extra meant to be.
Oh wow, it's faded. Yeah.
Yeah, he was waiting for me.
They know that if they deprived the people of their Leorio plushies, they would riot.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'd be a problem.
True.
So, as usual, after the chapter, we will be talking about, we'll be going through our community comments. If you'd like to join the community and have your comment read, be sure to comment on the YouTube version on the weekly community post. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to help grow our community of Hunter x Hunter fans. Additionally, if you know when episodes are live, click the bell to know notifications. If you're an audio listener, make sure to rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod for podcast-related updates and to some responses to the weekly call-out posts. If you'd like, you can also email us at huntersociationpod@gmail.com. In addition to all this, you can now support us on Patreon at the Hunter Association to get access to ad-free audio versions of the podcast. As always, we have... Oh, I'm all thrown off. Timestamps in the description. Check them out. All right, CJ.
That was great.
CJ, let's see. Last time we had you on was the Biscuit retrospective, I believe.
That's the one. That sounds familiar to me.
Yes, that was about 4 months ago. And in that time, of course, we have had 3 chapters of Hunter x Hunter. So what have you been thinking about this batch so far?
I think we have begun the palace invasion section of the arc. I thought, when we got 411 and 412, I thought, compared to last time, Togashi's not exactly starting this batch off with a bang. Well, now he is. Good gravy. I think 413 was one of my favorite chapters of this whole arc, and 414 just is, hands down. It's what a time to be alive. What a time to be a Hunter x Hunter fan.
Couldn't agree more. It's actually surreal. Like the things we are talking about every week now. I did not expect it at all. It's crazy.
Yeah, we live in Togashi's world truly at this period of time. It's wild. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I get to see people say Nanaka's going to do XYZ that solves the plot every other day. I thought that was just like a 2014 fandom thing. I'm so glad to know that I haven't missed out on my chance to hear those questionable takes.
Yeah.
And we'll get plenty of those, I'm sure.
Plenty to come this episode. All right, news. There's nothing. We actually did not get a Togashi tweet this week, unfortunately, but that's fine.
Kaige hyped him up too much. Now he's back to being a recluse.
Yeah, sorry guys, it was my bad.
Well, it's probably just because he's inking a chapter. Like, that takes him more than a week.
See, yeah, that's true. We're gonna actually open back up like after we're done recording this podcast. We're gonna wake up tomorrow and he's gonna have like 3 tweets back to back to back. He's just been grinding this whole week.
It's possible. You never know.
It wouldn't be the first time that's happened either.
No.
So.
It's like what happened to me on Friday. When the scans came out, I was like taking a nap, and I woke up and I was like, I feel like I woke up too early. I should try to extend my nap, but I just couldn't. So I was like, fine, I guess I'll check Twitter and see if the scans are out. And the scans dropped 5 minutes ago, and I was like, oh my god, my Hunter senses went off.
Yeah.
That's funny. The spider senses tinkled.
Yeah, different kind of spider though.
True.
All right, so that's about all we got for the intro segment. Unfortunately, there's no news to talk about. Sorry I stole your thumbnail last week, CJ. I didn't realize until after, but we had like the same exact thumbnail for chapter 413.
It's fine. We're cool like that. I mean, come on. Benjamin's face is thumbnail material.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's just you're just priming for all the thumbnail stealing everyone's doing this week for this chapter. So
yeah. I haven't looked yet, but I promise you somebody did the exact thumbnail I did, but oh well.
I frankly don't care. I mean, it's not like any of us own specific panels of Hunter.
Exactly.
No. But it is funny. It's funny how that comes about sometimes.
We used the same color scheme and everything. I couldn't believe it. It's like shit.
Same brain cell.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and get into this wild chapter.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome to our manga recap on Hunter x Hunter, Chapter 414, Friends.
So, we're starting off the chapter with room 1007, which, of course, is Loser's room. And we see previously unnamed guard of Loser's crew meet his demise before our very eyes here, as Kanji doll is he's up to stuff here. He has a knife and he is seemingly stabbed this guy in the throat. Poor guy. He didn't even get named before he gets killed off.
Rest in peace, that guy. Didn't see
in
it
this
coming.
arc, of all arcs, to not get named before you die is actually tragic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't even think about that.
It is pretty
Rip to
tragic.
that guy.
Yeah.
Rip the triple question
I just
mark.
want to I just want to say that little panel with Conjugal like peeking over the side of the bed is one of my favorites. That's how I feel checking to see if the scans have dropped every 5 minutes every Friday.
Yeah. When I first read it, I thought he was levitating in the bottom right panel. I was like, oh my god, Nen ability revealed.
Nen ability.
Yeah. But no, he's just deceptively nimble.
yeah,
Surprised
that's true.
Surprised the side of the bed didn't just like break.
Yeah.
Oh my
Should have toppled the whole bed. Maybe they're like stapled to the wall. I don't know why I said stapled. That was
Maybe they're made of like maybe they're like made of steel. I assume they were made of wood. But
They look like wood, but you never know, I guess.
Anyway,
in any
Conjugal is oh sorry.
I was gonna say, in any case, do you see how big his arms are, by the way? He's ripped, actually. I didn't realize he was that ripped.
He's jacked.
This dude is huge.
Anyways, what were you gonna say, CJ?
I was gonna say I love what a professional this guy is. I mentioned this on my channel. He doesn't slit throats. He just stabs them right in the neck, and that's what you gotta do, because throat slitting, I mean, it looks cool, it lets you aura farm or whatever, but it's just not effective. It doesn't tend to stick. You're less likely to get crucial blood vessels if you slit someone's throat. If you ever are in that situation, just hypothetically, you just stab them repeatedly in the neck. Just do what Conjugal did. So it just makes me go like, this guy's a professional. I respect the game.
It's good to know. I'll jot that one down in case I need that info.
Yeah, it's just good information.
Yeah, it is.
No, yeah. But he is, I guess, a little smarter than we think he is.
Maybe. Let's see. So flip the page and we see him hop down from the top bunk, and he's thinking to himself, "Oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. Really gets my adrenaline going." This guy, I just love. Frame one, he's just instantly going for it. He was ready.
He's a freak, bro.
He speaks for all of us.
True. Yeah.
Man of the people.
We then see him hop down and get the guy on the bottom bunk by smothering him with a pillow and stabbing him through it. I don't know what part of him was stabbed here. Maybe like the top of his head?
Yeah, the
Perhaps?
brain of some sort.
Brain
Fatal,
stab.
presumably.
Definitely fatal. There's another one I don't believe has a name. Oh, go ahead.
The stab wasn't quite fatal, but we'll get to that.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, you're right.
You're right. Okay.
True.
Yeah.
We'll see in about 1 second.
Yeah.
Does this guy have a name? I'm trying to look through and see if he looks familiar, but I don't see anyone that looks like this guy.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
A knife can't get through a human skull like that, so I have to assume he was using Nen here, which is just, cool little detail.
Yeah, true.
Because it's definitely going into that guy's like actual skull. It's not going into the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we then see him sitting at the edge of the bed, putting on his shoes, just saying, "Martial law, martial law." He's so excited. And he says, 5 more minutes. I just can't wait for the order. God, this guy. He says, "I'll kill everyone who resists. I'm a fighter, not a thinker, baby." Yeah, we can tell, buddy.
How the hell are you on Benjamin's team? This is like the most... Like, every other soldier seems like extremely competent to some degree, and then Kanjidol just sticks out like a sore thumb to me. What did he see in this guy?
I mean, to be fair, he's a lot more competent than Vincent was.
Vincent was
You're right.
so bad, it's not even funny.
He was awful at his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's at least better than that. But anyways, as he's thinking that to himself, an arm reaches up from behind him. Uh-oh.
Also, I just want to say, I give the official translation a lot of flack, but I do think "I'm a fighter, not a thinker, baby" is like the best way they could have translated that line. Shows a lot more character than the scans I like.
It's wonderful. We then cut to the outside of room 1007 where we see this guy is named. His name is Barate? Baharate? Something like that.
Barate.
Let me pull this dude up on the wiki.
He's awesome. I love this guy.
I would assume the H is silent.
Yeah.
So I would go with
probably
Barate.
Barate, and then also Rice.
My
Barate
character,
Rice.
yes.
So
Barate. We know about Rice.
Yes, we do know about Rice. Barate then says to Rice, he says, "Hey, something's going on with the First Prince's personal guards." And Rice just says, "Let's tell our prince." As we see, I guess, Rice is going to tell Losers, presumably. He says, "It's Rice, I'm coming in."
Yeah, our prince, sure.
All right, yeah, well, let's see. We'll talk about it. You're up, CJ.
And yep, I was just scooting over. And Basho's just standing there in default pose and says, "His Highness is sleeping. Talk to me." And Luzerus gets up and is like, "I'm awake. Can you get me some water? I'm parched." And he's very like, oh God, I gotta sober up. Oh God.
He looks a little
And Rice
different
goes on.
here, doesn't he? Like to you guys, like his facial features look a little different.
Yeah,
He does.
he's never looked like that. If you ask me, that could be a sign of something. Anyway, so Rice is like, 2 of the first prince's men are in front of room 1009 with machine guns. Something's going on in the dead ninth prince's room. And Luzurus is like, oh, it started. And Basha goes, what? And Luzurus just exhales a big old cloud and is like, special martial law. He's calling Haukenberg's death a terrorist attack. Or he could make it look like Haukenberg was behind the whole thing. Meanwhile, just live guards reaction over here.
Yeah.
Heads up, y'all. Don't resist. Put down your weapons where they can see them. They'll start shooting as soon as the order goes out.
This is one sharp
and then-
individual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes you think a little bit, admittedly.
And then he beckons Ridge over and says, stall Benjamin's guy. They won't mess with a Hunter associate. Just freestyle some excuse. And Ridge goes, I think he's sleeping. And Luzurus says, if people are on the move out there before the order drops, they've already hit him up on wireless. Hurry. Don't let him out of the break room. And then he addresses all the others and says, this is an order to all of y'all. Get rid of every last bit of the stash in the bedroom. Throw it all in a pot and burn it. Now. Come here, Rice. And then we got this Mohawk guy. I don't know what his name is. Does he have a name?
Confidently unnamed. He does not have a name. We've seen the back of his head before, I guess.
Triple
the
question
triple
mark
question
2.
marks of doom.
Yes.
So Basha says, I thought we had a deal with the Justice Department because, you know, Basha's a pothead to his core as well. He doesn't want to throw out all those drugs.
Yeah.
Mohawk guy says, once martial law hits, the military will control everything. They won't cut us slack. And Basha's like, well, hold on. If the ship becomes a military dictatorship, they can throw the book at you for anything. What's the point of... And the Mohawk guy's like, just do it. Prince's orders, because he does not want... He's like, dude, the drugs aren't that important. Meanwhile, Ridge is going back, and he stumbles upon Conjadal here, who didn't cleanly kill the first guy, causing him to stumble on out of bed, where he had to be finished off, presumably. And Conjadal's like, oh!
He is indeed.
What? Yeah. You didn't finish the job, big guy. What the hell was that?
Ridge,
Also,
Ridge has a new haircut,
sorry,
by
just-
the way.
Oh, he
just
did.
before we go on, I do want to mention on the previous page where it says Luzurus says they won't mess with a Hunter associate. In some of the other translations I've read, that's translated as they're not supposed to mess with a Hunter associate or an association member. And sorry, official translation, but you have many times in the past gotten it wrong. So I'm a little more inclined to trust the scans until we're sure. I'm just saying that's my personal opinion, but it's an important thing to note.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think noting differences in translations is a healthy discussion to have, regardless of which one you prefer to read. So
yeah, and that specific one is a surprise tool that will help us later.
Right,
True.
because even if theoretically they shouldn't be messing with it, what's stopping them under martial law, especially, right? I suppose is one way to look at it. So that's fair enough for sure. But yeah, so Ridge comes across Conjadal, obviously, with the dead body. And then doing the page flip now, we see both of their auras start flaring up as Ridge contemplates what he's seeing, in front of him and asks, why'd you kill him? And yeah, he does have a different hair. He has more hair on his head now than he did last time we saw him.
Yeah, he's just very different looking in general. His head is a different shape. But to be fair, we haven't seen much of him before this. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe just didn't finalize the design.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, who knows what was in those drugs?
True.
Hair growth
Yeah.
drugs, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, Conjadal replies to him saying, huh? It was self-defense. He attacked first. Very Vincent-like move there, I gotta say.
Yeah. Channeling Vincent.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing, but
No, it's not.
Spiritually Vincent.
Ridge then replies to him, "Put down your weapon and explain what's going on. Depending on the circumstances, judicial review may be necessary." To which Kanjidal replies, "I don't have a problem putting it down. Weird. Who's checking whom?" And they just have a bit of a stare down as we kind of end off that confrontation for now. So more to come with that in the future, I suppose. It's interesting.
I don't know. Do you notice that little like explosion mark on the bottom, or that motion mark?
Something happened. But I'm not sure.
That's what Togashi draws a lot, or maybe I'm getting Togashi confused with other mangaka. But I usually see that when somebody like jumps or runs at something. So it's my interpretation that somebody jumped for something.
That was also my
Presumably, they charge at each other, but I guess we don't know.
Yeah, but it's only going one direction, so I'm thinking like it's coming from Kanjidal's side. So my personal thought is that Kanjidal just kind of lunged at Ridge here. This will
he would
start something larger. The battle we've all been anticipating, obviously.
Kanjidal and Ridge. Yeah. How dare you, Togashi? How dare you cut us away from this?
Yeah, man, he blue-balled us on this one. Shit.
To be fair,
Listen.
I am curious what their Nen abilities are, though.
Oh, I am too, yeah.
I want to see what Conjidal is packing that makes him think he has this entire dog in him.
Yeah.
Because I just want to remind you guys, even if he wins this, there's 2 other pro hunters and Loserus's guardian spirit beast that he would have to deal with.
Dunzo, man. What can he do here?
Unless his Nen ability is just that good, but like I don't know what it could possibly be.
I love him, but he's screwed.
Yeah, it's over for Kanjidal, I think.
Yeah.
Unless he has something like Emperor Time, he's screwed.
Emperor Time Kanjidal.
Yeah.
That's the vision. That's an image in my head.
You're welcome.
But yeah, speaking of Nen abilities, we actually do cut away now to 2 more of Prince Benjamin's guards outside of 10-9, Hulkenberg's room. To which this guy, I forget, this is the new
he just got named
Shiamashi.
There you go.
Shiamashi, right?
I know this because I have been obsessive about the names of like all of Benjamin's guards since day one.
Okay. Yeah, Shiamashi.
But I can't remember Camilla's for the life of me. Except that one of them is named Bucket.
Hell yeah.
That's a good name.
It is.
Yeah. So Shiamashi says to Yushohi here, no response. If anyone is inside. And Yushohi says it's treason as far as the royal military is concerned. And then we get a little, I say little, but it's a pretty long internal monologue here from Yushohi, saying, "The purge under martial law came sooner than I expected, but that's convenient for me. My ability to kill with my stinger ball while keeping them inside my N isn't cut out for group combat between Nen users to begin with. So if anyone needs a refresher, because it's been a little bit since we've seen this guy, he's the stinger ball guy. He's the one where it's like you plants a stinger ball on somebody, and if like a certain amount of time like passes, or like a condition of some sort, it like instantly kills them or something. I don't remember the exact details, admittedly, but that was the gist of it, I believe. You guys can correct me.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, I kind of got this part wrong in my chapter review on my channel, so allow me to atone for it. So it takes like a matter of days for his stinger ball to kill a non-Nen user, but it's a lot quicker on Nen users. And this seems to imply that if he keeps somebody in his N with the stinger ball attached, the timer ticks down way faster.
Okay.
That's my interpretation of it.
Okay. Yeah. So that explains then why, well, he kind of explains it more here, but that explains why he's kind of useless in group combat also with Nen users, because, you know, they can detect that shit immediately, basically, and act upon it. So he doesn't even get the chance to have the time to kill them. But as he continues to explain, I'm pretty defenseless inside my N. It's risky enough letting people inside your N. You can't use Gyo at the same time, so even a pistol will be fatal. Not to mention, it's psychologically no easy feat to maintain N while so many ambiguous characters roam about. The wider you cast the N, the riskier a clash with someone else becomes. If I run into an ability that automatically attacks someone who's using N or Gyo, or a tag team of one guy using N while the other emits Nen bullets, I'm a goner. So basically, it's very dangerous for him to keep his Nen open in these circumstances, because anything can... He becomes very vulnerable by doing so, and then obviously, like, anything can deal damage to him in that state, so... Stinger Ball is kind of fucking useless here.
Because the Ben men are pretty bad at Nen.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Yeah.
And there are very competent Nen users on this boat from the Hunter Association, right? So, like...
Yep.
Yeah, it's very, very risky. And he continues thinking to himself, that Kurapika guy is encouraging more of my rivals to become Nen users. It's impossible to keep using Stinger Ball on the Queen surreptitiously? I've never seen that word until today, so yeah, that was fun.
Really?
No, I've never seen that or heard it used. Now I know though. My ability would be most effective if a prince could be confined alone and under surveillance. But once the princes are held under martial law, it doesn't even have to be my ability anymore. Meaning, my ability is no longer needed in this succession battle. So just writing off the ability completely now for the rest of this arc, as far as I'm concerned. Which is an interesting choice from Togashi, you know? I kind of respect it, in a way, to, like, introduce such, like, a... It's not the most intricate Nen ability in the world, but for there to be, like, not really a use of it before... you know, seemingly casting it away is interesting writing, I think, and maybe potentially a red herring as a result of that is kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know. It's interesting, though, and I just wanted to point that out.
Well, I think either way, like, we saw him use it to kill Sale Sale, which means it's done its thing, it's expendable in the story, Togashi can kill this guy off ASAP.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a fair
He had his moment.
Now it's time to go. Before we get to that part, though, we have Shiamashi, right? Shiamashi.
Yes, Shiamashi.
Gonna take me a bit to get that down. He then says, when we go in when the order comes out, and Yushohi says Roger, and then says to himself, or like internal monologue again, that's why they paired me with Shiamashi. Into which Shiamashi then says, Yushohi.
Also,
yes.
I don't mean to, like, call you out on mispronouncing anything, but it's really funny, so I'm gonna do it anyway. You say his name Shiamashi when it's Chiamashi.
Alright, whatever.
And, well, hold on, let me finish. Shi is the character for death, so if you were a Japanese speaker... This would be like you implying that he's gonna die. So,
well, I'm not wrong. I think.
Hey, let's see this next page.
Just pretend you did it on purpose, okay?
Right.
Yeah, I'll cut that part out.
It's foreshadowing.
Yeah, do your job, Kaige. Edit that out.
Yep, it's out. It's not. All right, so we flip the page and see Chiamashi saying, "Are you ready for this?" with a locked-in expression. He's looking tough, man. That's hard.
Also, what is that protruding from his forehead, by the way? I have to note that.
Something good.
all of his acne collected into one super pimple or something.
Yeah.
It looks like there's maybe like a steel plate like protruding from his head. Like
maximum
what is
brain defense.
Maybe that's
I need to see this color.
Maybe that's where his Nen is stored, and as he charges up Yushohi, it's gonna get smaller.
Yeah, true. We gotta watch out next time we see him. Keep an eye on that forehead. This is important. So Yushohi then just says, "Of course," as Chiamasi reaches his arm out and touches Yushohi. Then we get the explanation of Chiamashi's ability. Mute King, the invincible hero, Lord of the Flies. Manipulative, semi-coercive, touching a volunteer for a period of time can make him invincible for an equal amount of time. Wow,
That's kind of
what an introduction to this ability. Okay.
However,
once that time runs out, Zetsu is forced on you for 100-fold for the same amount of time. My God. After that Zetsu period, you receive a third of the damage you would have taken due to a rebound of your own aura. Note,
that's a high cost.
A symbiotic attack from a team of Nen users cannot be blocked.
Note that. That's important.
That is Togashi telling us something. Pretty
Falkenberg
directly.
is taking notes.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, that's.
And guess whose room they're in front of? I'm just saying. Like.
Wait, let's see.
You know, in retrospect, what the hell was Benjamin thinking sending these two here?
I guess we'll find out eventually. But
Actually, yeah, Benjamin is a little stupid for that one. Not gonna lie, because he knows roughly what Hulkenberg can do, not the specifics, but he has an idea. Whatever. Anyhow, internal monologue continues from Yushohi saying, "I've confirmed with my N that there's only one person inside, but depending on the total damage that's nullified after the invincibility ends, I'm going to die."
well, there you have it. He's not long for this world, I don't think.
No, unlikely.
No.
So that ends our
Also-
Benjamin gang portion of the chapter. Any thoughts before we carry on to Kurapika World?
Yeah, Chimashi's ability is kind of not great. I mean, if he uses this on you for 2 minutes, that is a penalty. You have to be in Zetsu for 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think, why the hell did Chimashi wait until like 2 minutes before martial law to start charging him up? Like, he's already decided to be the suicide invincibility guy. What they could have started charging him up sooner.
I would assume because, like, by the time when you activate the ability, you're kind of committing to, like, you know, doing the ability at that point, right? Like, once you let go, then the timer would start running down for, like, while they're invincible, right? Is what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I'm reading it, right? So it would be kind of pointless to be activating that beforehand, because then, like, he wouldn't have an active, like, 2 of his soldiers just wouldn't be able to do anything else, basically, right? As far as I'm aware.
Well, I feel like, I mean, because martial law, they got 15 minutes advance notice. Conjidal was killing all those dudes with 5 minutes notice, and so by that timeline, it looks like Chiamashi is starting this with 4 minutes to go when he could have been charging Yushohi up for the past 11 minutes. So
you mean like as soon as they got paired together? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That is
that
weird,
is
actually.
odd. I don't know. Maybe
it's just convenient for writing presentation. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, realistically, 2 minutes is going to be all that's probably needed for whatever purpose he's going to serve. But like, it is interesting strategically speaking.
Not exactly, because what if there's nothing in that room that actually ends up hurting them? I don't know. I just feel like maybe Chiamashi's a little stupid.
It's a weird plan. It definitely is. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. This is a weird part of the chapter for sure. It's one that I really cannot predict in any capacity other than I think both of these guys are probably dead relatively soon.
Yeah.
It cannot be a symbiotic Nen attack can't be blocked. I mean, we're noting
like,
that immediately. Like,
yeah, it's so funny.
In front
It's like
of
telling
Hulkenberg's
us
room.
like it's over.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that arrow is gonna fly somehow, and it's just, you know, if they're not dead, they're gonna get taken over. So, like, goodbye.
I actually have a completely different prediction for how Yushohi's gonna go out, but I think we can save that for like the discussion portion.
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Now let's move on to Kurapika. So we cut to room 1014, where we see Shimano, or well, wait, no, it's how do you say it now? Shimano.
Yeah, it's Shimano.
Oh, okay. Wait, what? Isn't it Shimano now? Or wait.
No, because the way Kurapika kept messing it up was Shimano.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I had it backwards.
It is Shimano.
Shimano. Okay.
Yeah.
She's saying, I noticed while 8th Queen Oito was passed out with Kurapika, and I had to change his diaper. Well, okay. There we go. You're wondering.
Yeah.
It was as simple as that.
Yeah, it was that simple. And she says, yes, I was confused and upset, but looking at 14th Prince Wobble, I mean, he's not the prince, but when I looked into the baby's face, continues and says, I don't want to be rude, but none of it seemed to matter. My duty was to take care of the two of you, so I kept doing my job.
Oh,
How nice.
She's so sweet.
She is. I love her. Continues.
I hope she's not Silent Majority's user.
Well, we'll see.
Anything
Continues
could
and
happen.
says, but I'm worried about the real Prince Wobble. Getting down to the meat and potatoes of this. This is what we all wanted to hear about. Says, I'm sure she's somewhere safe, but what's going to happen to her? Kurapika then says, I really can't say. It will depend on the last prince standing. Oito chimes in and then says, if, as Kurapika says, there's no resolution before we reach land, could the surviving princes all be saved? Kurapika replies and says, there are two major problems. First, Beyond's curse. If the requirement to activate it is to officially participate in the succession battle, Prince Wobble won't be included. But in case participation in the Seed Urn ritual activates it, Oito then says, it's quite possible it's inconceivable for someone to complete the ritual yet not participate. So we're directly addressing what we were talking about 2 chapters ago, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kurapika then says, furthermore, since the prince was born recently, if they didn't have enough time and the curse had to be activated once on board somehow. Continue with CJ.
This baby could be cursed? Is that possible? Yeah. In fact, I felt something like a Nen fluctuation close to the prince shortly after we came to our quarters. I was turned away, and it was just for a moment. I have no way to find out what it was now.
I'm so
An
happy we
unidentified
addressed
assassin.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
just gotta say
we're addressing it to say, nah,
Exactly. That's like most of this chapter, but it's still nice
But
that
real.
it's
That
being
was
talked about.
an immediate question a lot of people had about, okay, what the hell was that aura flare up like earlier in the arc then, you know? And where
Yeah,
would this-
everybody was like, oh, it's Wobble's Guardian Spirit Beast, but it's not.
It definitely isn't. It's what this is telling me now.
An unidentified assassin's Nen, or it could have belonged to the first prince's men. As for the activation conditions, we can only ask Beyond himself. It's possible I could absorb Beyond's ability with my chain to find out, but it's probably very difficult to fulfill the conditions to activate the curse. If I remain unable to clear the conditions, I'll die. And Bill's like, that's suicide! The most realistic thing to do is to negotiate terms with Beyond. But Kakin will never let him free, and Beyond himself won't want to leave. They have a mutual interest in him staying put until we reach our destination. And Kurapika says, yes, it's doubtful he'd admit to the curse. It's doubtful he'd admit the curse is his doing either. Kurapika, I'm sure you're aware, but there's one condition. That's a sure thing. And then Kurapika hits us with the triple dots of doom. The Hunter Association? Giving him a pardon? Exactly. Beyond will take the bait. And Kurapika here clearly is like, oh, well, you just want to set your boss free, so he's like, out of the question. It was Chairman Netero's last order. His order was to bring back a solution to the calamities. It could be a win-win if we play it right. No. There's the contract with V5. We can't involve the entire Hunter Association. First of all, Beyond is willing to sacrifice his own children to realize his ambition. He'd never talk about the curses, the crux of his plans, and if he did talk, it'd likely be a trap. That's why we're going to set a trap of our own. Remember that woman's ability? Maybe we could use it somehow. Casually putting a clause about abilities or using the penalty for breach of contract. There must be something. Bill, aren't you on Beyond's side? Why are you doing this? And Bill just looks completely astonished, and I love that expression. He's like, sheesh, I'm glad you're not on Beyond's side.
I love that response.
It's just like, huh?
There's a lot to unpack in these couple pages, I feel like.
Yeah.
But like first of all, I gotta say I love how just like Oito's just kind of trying to take all this in as they're kind of arguing about this. Like, what the hell is happening here? Like, I don't understand any of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a side of Bill that we haven't really like seen in a minute. Kind of like questioning, where his loyalty really lies, right? Or we're beginning to kind of explore that a little bit, because obviously he was like loyal to Beyond at the beginning of all this, right? So we're wondering how that's changed with his interactions with Kurapika and Wobble and the others, right? So
yeah, honestly, Bill is kind of like the anti-Gon. Gon has very strong bias towards whoever he already likes. Bill's like, oh, my boss is problematic. # canceled.
Yeah, he's very quick to turn the switch, which is cool. It's nice to see in a manga, because honestly, I feel like these kind of like moral dilemmas aren't really presented too often, where we have somebody that was loyal and then just kind of realizes, oh wait, they suck. I think more often than not, people just stick around.
I don't know if this is a moral dilemma so much as there's a clear right answer here, and Bill has chosen it.
Right, exactly. But it just shows that he wasn't really ever loyal to Beyond per se. It's more so, I don't really honestly know. I guess we don't really know why Bill was following Beyond to begin with.
From what we see later on, Bill seems to know a lot about his personality. So my theory is that Beyond personally like talked to him and recruited him with his overwhelming confidence and charming personality, and Bill is like just now realizing, oh, he was just using me.
Yeah, that's probably a fair assumption.
So what is reading like?
Because Beyond pretends to be a good guy to most of the public.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part I like about these couple pages also is that like obviously like there's a bunch of like theories about like how like long he's ability, like but the contract thing would like actively serve as, towards the plot of this arc. But I don't really recall seeing any kind of takes or theories about like using that for Beyond specifically, and that's part of like trying to get information out of him potentially. So that's an interesting idea that Bill kind of proposes here, that I honestly kind of, even if we don't do anything with that, like, in those specific terms, I do like the idea of presenting just like new avenues for which maybe we could explore using that contract to a degree.
Yeah, I really like that. Especially because if they do go through with it, it would be a great way to hook Beyond fully into the main plot.
Yes. Like, just having those discussions with him in general, like, if they want to go down that avenue, I think that'd be a really great way to just, not only just get more exposition in general about, like, what Beyond's goals are, like, on this boat or further beyond, pun intended. But, just to get him actively involved in this plot again as well, while he's holed up in his cell, being watched over by 2 Hunter Association members. But yeah, so we're going to be moving on to more of Bill talking here on the page flip, where he says, I don't have the commitment or deep connection to still do what he says after learning what he's done and what he plans to do. So yeah, like he just, new information acquired, Beyond's very, very bad news. I don't want to work with him anymore. Is what he's saying, at least, Sure, you're the type to stick to your guns once you commit yourself. A lot of villains are like that. Fantastic. Doesn't make me want to hang out outside of work. Which
I love him
somehow,
so much.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that's a compliment.
Kurapika looks so offended.
Yeah, he does.
In that first one.
I haven't seen that look on his face in a long time.
To be fair, Bill basically said to his face, like, you have the mindset of a fucking supervillain, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, hate to interrupt. Are you guys still... Is my camera still coming through on your end? Because both of your cameras are frozen on my end.
Oh. Yeah, we can see you just fine.
Yeah, we can see you just fine.
Okay, fantastic. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I hope my face is in an awkward frame, but anyway.
No, you're smiling.
Okay,
it's
good
delightful.
That's good.
Okay, so continuing on, Bill continues. My goal has shifted completely to protecting the queen and prince, but I'm a little ambivalent, ambivalent. Sorry, I don't know why I said it that way. And I have my own desires as well. Our people get priority, but isn't there a way to just stop the whole succession battle? I think the Hunter Association will get on board with undermining the succession battle. None of the associates want to continue bloodshed, which is pretty true, I think, given everything we've seen from everybody. The ones who fear it collapse.
Evil and intimidating Melody.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
The ones who fear it collapsing and losing the protection of the spirit beasts are the current king and the diehards who want to be the heir to his power. Beyond and the higher ranking princes, which, from everything we've seen, also true. Though the only people who really want this to continue are Nasubi, Benjamin, Suri, Nich, Zonglei, I guess also. You can, Camilla. So, all that's pretty true. The Hunter Association banding together to block Beyond's curse, weakening the Kakin dynasty, and installing the cleaner princes for new management is a good idea. V5 will go for it under the pretext of saving the princes who are hostages of the curse. Releasing Beyond is fine as long as it's not permanent. Get him later on another charge. Dealing with the curse now is the top priority, right? So, effectively trying to expand his argument like, hey, maybe you don't think, maybe it would be you think it's a bad idea to be going against, the original, orders of Netero or, the V5 or whatever, but, all of this would be in service of the overall goal of nailing Beyond and, kind of getting them further down the line and dealing with the current crisis so that none of that's affected also. Is what he's getting at. It's very logical from Bill. I know more about Beyond than you, so hear me out. He's capable, confident, and a man-child who loves strategy games. He'll take a challenge and won't...
get his ass.
Yeah, holy. He'll take a challenge and won't refuse a game of cat and mouse. He'll talk about the curse because it's essential to his plan. He wants to talk about it. This annoying confidence is rooted in his elaborate scheme. That's why the Hunter Association should bring a stop to the succession battle. Wow. Okay.
Bill's awesome, dude. I love this guy.
He's the GOAT.
Bill's the GOAT.
He really is. MVP.
And Bill is honestly very charismatic in of himself too. I don't know. Everything he says is just very he's just a very likable personality. I don't really know what it is. Just the
He's
way
always
he talks
right.
too. Yeah.
If he dies, I'm going to write Togashi a letter asking him pretty please to bring Bill back. And if he doesn't bring Bill back, I'll go in person and we're gonna have a little discussion.
All right, fair enough.
Nobody touches my boy Bill.
All three of us together, in fact.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
They can't stop all three of us. There's no way.
Right.
Surely not.
And then, so after this, Oito chimes in saying, there's the second problem still. We've spent all this time talking about the first problem and not the second problem.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a real thing that honestly probably happen on the podcast many times. Something exactly like this.
This is a real conversation that many people have had.
Yeah, Bill and
How real people talk.
Yeah.
Bill and Karapika is just me and Kaige at the end of the day. Think about it.
Yeah, true.
So
Damn,
Bill,
am I Oito?
Maybe.
maybe
I got Oito zoned.
this would be the equivalent of this would be this situation, but Long He is also here for some reason, and you're Long He.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
hey, it's better than being Wobble.
Yeah.
Wobble's my cat.
There we go.
Oh.
There we go. So yeah, there's the second problem still, to which Bill says, "Oh," and Karapika's like, "Pardon me. Oh, my bad. The second problem is that you yourself don't know where Prince Wobble is. I don't know what kind of arrangement you made when you made the swap, but you figured she would be safer if you didn't know. Is that correct? To which she says, yes. And Kropika then says, okay, if you have no idea, that means we can't refute the possibility that she's actually aboard this ship. Obito is very shocked by what he's saying here and says, but surely that can't be possible. To which Kurapika replies, well, how do we prove that to the military? The first prince clearly hasn't abandoned that possibility. They'll be investigating on their own. And Obito's just very quiet here.
Also, I love how on the bottom half of this page, the art style feels a bit simpler, and Obito is just... She looks like a sopping wet cat.
Sopping wet cat.
That's
Yeah.
That's the best description I've heard.
Compared to the other panels of her in this chapter, she just looks like a normal woman, but just the bottom of this page, she's a sad cat.
I can see it. The cat-like features. All right, so we then move into this page. I get this one, oh boy.
The wall of text.
I get to speak.
Have fun.
So, I'll try to do this as naturally as I can. It's a lot of back and forth, but we have Bill starting us off saying, there's been a spate of murders, or spat, maybe?
No, I think it's spate.
So what is spate?
I think it's a really old-fashioned way of saying like an outbreak.
Yeah.
I've only heard that word in like books from the 1900s.
It's
early 1900s.
In case you and the listeners are wondering, it's a sudden, often overwhelming rush, flood, or outpouring of something.
Okay, it's a good word. Let's bring that
that
one
makes
back
sense.
in 2027. Not this year.
You know what? I agree.
We'll wait
Not
till
this.
next
Yeah,
year.
we have to delay it.
Got too many words this year.
Yeah, this year goes to surreptitiously.
That's my word of the day.
That's a good word.
It's a good word.
So anyways, there's been a spate of murders. This is the first dialogue bubble, by the way, of the whole 2 pages. So. Good stuff. There's been a spate of murders in the lower tiers, so they're cracking down. They're probably rechecking IDs against passenger data. Kropika then says, yes, I've asked Pion, or Pion, however you say it. Pion. Pion, yeah, that one, you know the one. Says to verify all passengers under 2 years of age. Since I haven't heard back, there's officially no hits. I'll have to recheck them. I'll have them recheck with a higher age. There could have been a false reporting.
Very thorough.
Very, very thorough. If we don't find her, she's not on board, says Obito. So we can prove she's not participating, right? Kropika then says, no, the doubt will always remain. Just shooting everything she says down.
Oh my god.
That would probably be so frustrating.
Yeah.
And then she just says, oh no.
She put herself in a rock in a hard place, man. Holy.
Yeah.
Oito has to be the most stressed woman alive.
Yeah, and I don't blame her.
I know. Her lifespan is so short now after this arc.
Yeah, she's actually 20 right now, despite how she looks.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yep, she sure is. Then Bill says, hey, Kropika, you don't have to be so blunt. And Kropika says, there's no point in sugarcoating it. It's actually better for us this way. Vito says, huh? Since the baby swap was planned, the military will act according to what is most detrimental to them. In this case, Prince Wobble is still eligible and is somewhere on board this ship. Until that is completely refuted, they'll have to strategize for it. The best we could hope for complete refutation is first, the king officially declares Prince Wobble ineligible. Or second, Prince Wobble is proven to not be on board. Not being discovered does not count as proof. With the second option, we'd have to prove that everyone who leaves the ship during the battle loses eligibility. Participating in the ceremony was the condition to be eligible. It'll be difficult to prove that the one who was at the ceremony was your sister's son. And what if the real prince swapped with your nephew and somehow escaped after the ceremony? You can't refute that. All stuff we talked about 2 weeks ago, which is cool. But again, as CJ was saying, we're kind of just not getting answers about it. They're just talking about it. So it's kind of like we're reading the podcast from 2 weeks ago.
A little bit, yeah. Lot more concise than the actual discussion, but it's interesting for this to be a talking point so soon after we talked about it, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot different from how a lot of other Succession War chapters have been.
I think in some interview, Togashi mentioned that he often has to cut out chunks of dialogue and text that he wishes he could include. And I just can't help but thinking, if Togashi had his way, this entire conversation would be the chapter.
Oh, absolutely,
Honestly.
yeah. It would be this entire chapter of all of this. He loves this kind of stuff. As long as the doubt cannot be removed, the higher-ranking princes will assume that Prince Wobble is on board. Even if she's discovered outside, we'd have to prove that eligible princes will lose eligibility once they leave the ship. So, as long as they don't find her, they won't admit she's not participating and won't hold it against her. That's Oito, I think, saying
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
that. Kroppika then says, yes, that's right. They won't be convinced until Prince Wobble is found somewhere. Put another way, they have to keep looking until she's found. And they need to make it clear one way or another so they can be the sole survivor. All this means that as long as she's not on board, she's invincible. The higher ranking princes won't be able to find her or determine her eligibility. This gray area will perpetuate, so she will inevitably be lower in priority as a target for elimination. Oito then says, but if she was targeted with Beyond's curse, and then Shimano says, if she's outside, whereabouts unknown, there's nothing we can do.
Shima knew.
Wait. Oh my god, I keep getting it
Yeah,
backwards.
Shima knew.
You're
I'm just like Kurapika.
You're actually Kurapika, bro.
Just like him, bro. He's like me. Wow. Can't believe it.
Literally Kurapika.
Man. What
That's
can
why
I
he
say,
has the
guys?
outfit
I'm
on
just
in
so
the-
much
in
like
the art.
Kurapika. Anyway, Kurapika says, that's right. There are two paths to a solution. What is this word?
Elucidate.
Elucidate. Okay.
It means figure out the intricacies behind, or explain, or cast a light on.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good one. Elucidate Beyond's curse and find out whether Prince Wobble is a target. If she is, we'll have to identify Beyond's child, who is the curse sacrifice, and undo the curse ASAP.
Well, little do we know, she's in the same room. Funny little observation there.
Yeah. Continuing, he says, the other is to find out where she is. She's invincible within the succession battle, but the opposite is true in the case of the curse. If she's a target, we need to find her ASAP and ask a good exorcist what to do. Why are they just going to find a good exorcist, though? Does Kurapika know any?
Anyway.
Hunter Association has connections.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Yeah, I
don't know,
guess
like,
they could probably just get him one. He is a Zodiac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But
was my
also-
assumption. Like, it's not like they're like, I mean, they're rare. Like, they make it very clear every time they've talked about Nen exorcisms, right?
Yeah.
But, like, you know, they do exist out there. So, like, there has to be paths to obtain, like, a competent one.
Also, I just want to say, what on earth did Togashi do to Kurapika in this panel? Like, look at his eyes.
The
lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, I thought that same thing. He does look very strange in that panel. I don't know. It's just something's off.
He got hit with the Illumi beam.
Yeah, he does have Illumi eyes for sure.
Whatever
So
helps
creepy.
Togashi hurt less when drawing, in my eyes.
That's right.
This is revenge on Kurapika for the whiteboard incident.
The white.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. In a minute.
Okay. So then Kurapika continues, in terms of undoing the curse, the end result is the same. I split them up since the approach is completely different, whether we remove the source of the curse or remove the curse from the target. We don't have enough time or enough people to do both in tandem. So we should take the first path. It goes well with the fifth Prince Longhe's contract fulfillment. I think they meant it goes well with the fifth Prince's guard.
Right.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Unless this is a secret reveal. Oh, watch out.
Yeah, definitely just a typo.
Yeah, that was funny.
This is not as bad as Grimmel the Dissonance, which I will forever hold against Fizz. Anyway, Karapika continues, but we need to assume the worst, and we need to assume the worst to prevent it. To solve the second problem, assume the curse is directed at Prince Wobble and try to protect and exorcise her. I'd like to hire the Hunter Association to search for the prince. And Oito's like, all right. Whenever somebody has the 3 dots, I interpret that as them going, And Karapika hits her with another, I'd like to confirm once more. I know it's a fact that you don't know where she is, but don't you have a way to contact someone in case of emergency? And Oito once again goes,
Got her
And
ass.
Bill is internally like, he doesn't overestimate his ability, so he doesn't prematurely equate the conclusion with the truth, even when he uncovers some facts. And he knows that the Queen's ignorance is the greatest weapon. That's why he kept quiet. And Karapika continues, our worst case is that Prince Wobble is on board and is the target of a curse. If we can find where she is, we can get the help of hunters back home. Could you tell me? And then we have this gruesome blood splatter panel where Oito goes, Until I found out about the curse, the worst case was that they'd find her after the new king was chosen, and she'd be killed along with the rest of her family. Prince Kacho proved that leaving the battle is a felony punishable by death. As Karapika says, my admission could be a strategy to survive the succession battle, so there's no punishment. But the moment her ineligibility is proven, we will be criminals. Our hope was that Prince Halkenberg would survive and become king, but now I have to trust in the limitations of the succession battle and pray that she's not cursed. If the Hunter Association can protect us... And Karapika says, there are lots of hunters with different standpoints. They can be of help, but I can't say that you should trust all of them. But I can say this with certainty. Bum bum bum.
There's no point in delaying it. I'm gonna go to the next page now, and I am honored that I get to read this one. I'm actually kind of welling up a little bit. Yeah, I'm welling up a little bit for what. Just keep that in mind. We go to the most beautiful 2 pages I've seen of Hunter x Hunter in a long time. Not for necessarily the imagery, but just the moment that this creates. Karapika kneels down in front of Oito and says, I promise, I have friends I can trust more than myself. I swear on my life, they will protect the prince. And we see Gon and Killua. First time in well over a decade, both of these characters have been on the same page.
Someone cue the departure.
Yeah.
This shit means something to me, man. Oh my god.
This was so
I
nice.
I was reading this with my partner, and when we got to this page, like, I screamed.
I think
no.
Oh,
Wait, can you rewind? We lost you for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. I said, I was reading this page. I was reading this chapter with my partner, and when we got to this page, I like just about screamed. I was so shocked and excited.
Yeah, it's insane. I
Yeah,
know Dylan did get spoiled. I know that. I didn't, but I
got that's tragic.
I got it was a random YouTube video recommendation, and I got the title, or like the title spoiled what it was. I didn't see the actual imagery until I read it for myself though, and I welled up then as I kind of have am doing now. So it's I
have a strategy to avoid that. I only watch Hunter x Hunter videos on the YouTube account for my actual YouTube channel, and I have watch history off, so the algorithm doesn't know to show me Hunter x Hunter videos.
No,
That's
see,
smart.
this is the weird part. I don't really watch Hunter x Hunter videos on my personal channel that I normally use to watch every other video. And I normally don't get recommended videos that often outside of like the content I usually watch. So it was just a really random coincidence that it happened to recommend this one. Probably because it just blew up as much as it have, you know. So
yeah, this
That's
was
rough.
all over the place. Like I didn't get spoiled on what happened, but I knew something happened, and just because of how much I was seeing people talk about it, I was just able to piece it together. So like I knew before I read this, but I didn't know. So it still hit, but you know, it is what it is, whatever.
See, I actually dodged all the spoilers, and I got fake spoiled.
Really?
Yeah, somebody told me that Gyro was coming back, and I was like, oh, that's why everyone's freaking out.
that's awesome.
Wow.
But it
Quite
wasn't.
different.
But yeah, so we you know, they will protect the prince, and we cut to where Gon and Killua are at now. We see Gon back on Whale Island with presumably Noko. I don't know who else.
Yes, I have to imagine it's Noko. Looks a little.
That's got to be Noko.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll necessarily be important, but you know, she's there.
I don't think she's gonna protect the prince.
Yeah, that's actually a Karabi comment.
And then we see Killua and Alika walking down the street. Killua has the most insane drip here, by
Dude,
the way.
he's
I can
so
barely make
dripped
it
out.
out, but I know that
It's-
shit would go hard as hell.
Many such cases.
Yep.
Gon is always dressed like a hobo, and Killua is dripped all the way out.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
pointed
Gon has
that
like
out.
he has like a little satchel on him this time. He has a little bag. It's,
Oh, yeah, you guys like a fanny pack.
I'm surprised
Uh.
he doesn't have one of those like bags on a stick that you see cartoon hobos carry.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
This
see
is
our
what losing Nen does to you.
yeah, truly. But we see our boys here once again as you know, Kurapika's head in between the frames, you know, clearly thinking about those two specifically, and it just makes me so happy. Oh my god. To which Oito then contemplates as after he makes this proclamation to her, and then we then see from behind the black whale in this shot, which I find very interesting, by the way. A relative on my mother's side works at a post office in Yamato. Send a coded letter there without a return address. They'll intercept it and fill in the return address, and then send it to Kakin. Cod? I don't know what that's even referencing.
I think CO'd. It stands for something. It's like postal lingo. I don't remember what it stands for, but I think it means like categorized as or something.
Okay. So yeah, well, and then so they'll intercept it and fill in the return address, and then send it to Kakin, basically, as unable to deliver due to unknown address. Since it was never delivered, there won't be a record of it. Using that loophole, ... To be continued, with the time left until the end of the Succession War, 49 days. That's a very interesting bookmark, seemingly, to have there now. I feel like the wording of it. But
So
yeah.
the Succession War started, I mean, like when they all got on the boat around chapter 359. So it has now been 54 chapters to pass 12 days. So what Togashi is telling us is that we can expect roughly 200 more chapters on the boat.
Yep, that's right.
that's the takeaway from this, guys. Just,
That exactly. That is definitely what he means, and there's no room for
Yep,
interpretation.
that's correct.
But yeah, you know how, Kaige, you remember last week we ended off our discussion, it was like, yeah, we're just gonna like randomly cut away to go next chapter or some shit at this rate.
Yeah.
I actually prophesized it. You're
Don't
welcome,
call us
guys.
prophets.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we also joked about like the mailing thing, like finally, like, you know, coming back into play too, and
We
that's also
did.
coming back into
It
play
is.
now.
Isn't that
So-
crazy? Yeah, we were just talking about that. Here we go. We get all of our prayers answered. Togashi listens.
Yeah. So there's, a few different things of people, how people are viewing these last 2 pages and what this could mean for the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the most common takeaway that, I would assume the majority are thinking, and what we can just assume from how this is presented to us, is that Kurapika and the others currently on the boat, they will make it their mission to locate the source of the curse and trying to eliminate that. And on the outside of the boat for the succession contest, they're going to try and locate the real Prince Wobble so that they can be protected and found. And seemingly, that will be entrusted to Gon and Killua, is what Kurapika is thinking right now.
Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah, the 200 chapter thing might be legit.
We are potentially, and obviously this could be completely nothing potentially.
Yeah.
It could be a cameo thing. It could be a very small section. But we have now been introduced to a possibility of an entire second half of this arc that could be just as massive as what's going on right now.
But I just, as you said, it's just a possibility, and I just have to make that known to people who are getting all excited. This is Togashi. This really, truly, honest to God, likely even, might just be nothing. This is just a possibility that this is an avenue we would take if Wobble is not on the boat. If she is on the boat, this doesn't happen. We do nothing with Gon and Killua, and that's it. And, I mean, we were just talking 2 weeks ago about how it's looking more likely, to us at least, that Wobble is on the boat. But
I would counteract that, though, with why would it be setting... What would be the point of this chapter if she was on the boat all this time?
The point of this chapter is to... Well, okay, I can't say the whole chapter, but the point of this moment is just... It's just to show us that Kurapika is still Kurapika. This is his moment of clarity after this whole chapter of endless text and dialogue and trying to solve solutions that have just been brought up right now. We get these final 2 pages of just very simple text. Kurapika's mind is clear for the first time in this whole chapter, focused on one thing, and that's his buddies. He can entrust them with anything. I don't think it's necessarily setting up anything in particular. I think this is more so just a moment for Kurapika if we don't do anything with Gon and Killua.
That's a fair reading.
I
However,
have a lot of thoughts about this.
Yeah. I just want to say right off the bat, I respect, your viewpoint on it, Kaige, a lot, and I think it's a very fair reading that this is fully intended as a clarity moment for Kurapika, right? That being said, though, even if Wobble is still is on the boat to a degree, they need to... We don't know what they're doing with this mail, to be clear, right? We don't know the exact intents of what they're trying to do with this whole undeliverable shenanigan going on, right? And where they would want to send that to, right? So, we can maybe read into it that it's going to be sent to, wherever Prince Wobble currently is at, I suppose. That is probably the most valid reading of it. But, Gon and Killua could still play a role in actually confirming if that's the case or not as well. Even if if especially with martial law underway, how the fuck are they going to try and find I guess they're going to locate the curse is the main thing. But the point I'm trying to get at is that they're setting up a role of some sorts. In my eyes, anyways. And whether it actually comes into fruition that they're going to go out and find the real Prince Wobble outside, left to be determined, right? But I think this is kind of setting up an avenue for them to be connected in some way to where they will be contacted. I don't know how lengthy this will be, and I want to make that very clear. But I do think they're serving a role of some sort here. Is the vibe I'm getting. That's my perspective on it.
Think I have kind of a vision for this. First of all, I do want to say what you guys have been saying about this being a moment of clarity for Kurapika, I think is spot on. And honestly, I think the moment that shocked him back into it was when Bill was like, I couldn't be friends with you outside of work, because Bill, honestly, is very similar in a lot of ways to Gon, Killua, and Leorio, personality-wise. they have a fair amount in common. And I think that was like a bit of a wake-up call to Kurapika. Like, he's come so far that he could never have made those friends if he was this person at the start. And I think this is him trying to like get himself back on the right path. But then also, as for like the role that Gon and Killua are actually going to play, I think they are going to play a role. I think they are going to appear, but it's going to be like a very small sort of adventure, very self-contained. I feel like Togashi just wanted to draw them doing stuff again after a while, and we're probably going to get like maybe 1 to 4 chapters max of them here and there doing stuff that is going to link back to the main plot somehow. Because realistically, like, what they're trying to do isn't going to be that difficult. Famous last words before a 200 chapter arc.
There could always be an obstacle introduced in the way, you know?
But, yeah. And then, like, but realistically, like, if anybody is going to try to stop them from finding Wobble or pose a threat to Wobble, it would be whatever remnants of the Kakene's army Benjamin has left on the mainland. And I mean, Killua could just one-tap all of those guys. So it's like, it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be anything super difficult. I feel like it's just going to be a small little adventure. We get to see the boys being cool, and maybe at the end of it, there's some plot thread that hooks into whatever they're going to do in the future that gets put on hold while we go to the Dark Continent and wrap up the Succession War and yada yada. That's kind of my vision for how that's all going to go.
That leads them to the Dark Continent, which would make sense too, to have them somehow end up there on their own accord. Mm-hmm. Or gyro stuff. I don't know, man. I like gyro's still a thing. I know. We talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
He is a thing that should be addressed at some point in time.
I feel like whatever happens here with Gon, the end of it is going to be a plot thread that somehow like hooks Gyro in somehow, and we're not going to see it until much later. Mm-hmm. We're not going to think much of it until Togashi decides to drop that bomb. I could see Killua going to the Dark Continent just because, I don't know, maybe Nanaka's homesick or something. Like, there could be any number of reasons.
Well, remember in 13th Chairman Election Arc that, originally Killua wanted to just, like, have Nanaka go away forever. Or, like, not Nanaka, but, like, the Nanaka part.
Yeah,
of
Nanaka.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He requested that she just go away forever, basically, and then Nanaka was like, no, you made her sad. Apologize to her now. And he's just like, okay, I'll just, like... He was like, okay, my bad, if you remember that, like, after he healed Gon, basically.
Yeah. Of course, it's one of my favorite moments in the whole series.
Exactly, yeah, you should know, right? So, then he kind of pivoted after that, be like, okay, like, I'm gonna make sure nobody ever takes advantage of her again, basically, right? So, maybe I'm just saying, an easy motivation for him going to the Dark Continent would be, well, if we're trying to find answers to these calamities, maybe there's a way I can, like, cure Alika of this for good. So that I don't have to protect her anymore, as I'm having to right now.
But that doesn't sound like Killua to me, because
it doesn't.
He doesn't.
Alika is.
He doesn't.
Oh god.
Because he accepted Nanaka as another little sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so not curing so much as like getting some answers about
that's what I was kind of
getting creature she is.
That's yeah.
Maybe not a cure. Saying a cure was the wrong word for sure. But like obviously Nanaka is forever linked to the Dark Continent as we know it. Right,
of course.
So there's always an avenue there with that connection in mind is what I'm getting at.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But see, Gon has a reason too. I mean, we know about the whole Don freaks that. Well, I say we know about it. We heard about it once.
He doesn't know about it yet, I guess.
He doesn't, presumably.
Jing could easily tell him about it, though. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, So I just came up with the most deranged crackhead theory about 2 seconds ago that has no evidence for it.
I want to hear it.
Perfect.
So, okay, so I'm just going to say 3 words. Gone. Don. Pion?
You got it.
Okay, yeah, that was nothing.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
I will not elaborate or take any further questions. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Got it.
But yeah, so all of that is to say that in my mind, this is likely. Like, anything could happen. I could eat my own words, obviously. I don't think this is purely just like a moment of clarity for Kurapika and he's just like thinking about them. I think this is definitely setting up something. I just don't know to what extent.
I want to clarify because I
agree.
I was the clarity guy, but I'm not saying that definitively is what this is. I'm just saying if I don't know, whatever, 30 chapters from now we never see Gon and Killua again after this, that will be my answer to anybody that says, "Oh, Gon and Killua were teased for no reason," because I could easily see this moment just being that clarity moment, and we're just seeing them because I don't know, we have to see them here. It only makes sense because that's who Kurapika is thinking about. But I do agree. I think this could also be setting up something. The way this chapter ends, also, I mean, to me, that reads as a "we are not going to be on this boat next chapter" kind of ending. But
that's what I was saying. The perspective of being behind the black whale is really intriguing to me, and that could just be nothing. But Togashi never frames like ending off on like the black whale, like, you know, of its entirety, like from like behind. So like knowing where the black whale is coming from, right? It reads as something as like from the perspective we could be going back to the mainland for a little bit, and cue
Well,
Gon and Kurapika.
Hear me out here. You said if Gon and Killua don't appear in like 30 chapters, well, remember how long it took us to see the coffin room on the black whale again? Like, for all we know, oh my god, my boyfriend's 3DS is like shining light directly in my face.
I noticed that actually. I didn't know it was a 3DS, but
okay, it's the problem has been solved. Anyway. So, like, my point is, it could literally be until the actual finale of the arc, where Kurapika reveals that Gon and Killua sent him some crucial information, like, days ago that the audience just didn't know about. So, you really can't count them out until the arc is actually over. Also, I do want to say, I feel like Killua's character arc, and Gon's really, they're at a point where they could be done. The story could be done with them, but that doesn't mean those characters have to stop appearing. They can just appear for like a chapter or two and have what I like to call a victory lap. Of just, you know, Togashi wanted to draw them doing some cool things for like a chapter or two, and that's really what I think it is. Oh, right, and I almost forgot my main point that I wanted to say. Guys, we need to face facts. Kurapika is kind of an asshole. In this chapter, he talks specifically about like friends he has back on the mainland. Aside from Gon and Killua, name like 5 friends that he has. He does not have friends.
No. But
not really.
The weight of these two is worth $1 million.
Yeah.
Exactly, but my point is, like, who else could he be talking about? Togashi's not gonna have Kurapika say, I have friends back on the mainland that can help. Show us a panel of Gon and Killua, and then it's like, what, Satotes? I don't think Satotes would even come through for Kurapika like that.
No, probably not.
A thought that just came to mind, and I just want to say it before I forget it, right, is that, like, even if there's like a common question going around of like, you know, what would the motivations even be for like Gon and Killua to get involved in this in the first place, right? I just want to say, like, even if they don't care about the Dark Continent at all, right? Wouldn't a reason enough for them at this point be that they just want to help out their friend? in like a dire need right now.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
Yeah.
if Kurapika were to call both Gon and Killua right now, I have no doubt in my mind that regardless of whatever comes out of his mouth, they'll be like, yes, we will help you no matter what, because that is their friend.
Maybe to an extent, because
Maybe
I feel
Killua. I feel like Killua maybe wouldn't be as like completely on board initially, but Gon, yeah, he would do anything. I feel like for
Doesn't
Kurapika.
have
Gon
men.
probably would.
Without
but
Nen, he
I
would.
feel
That
like-
would be his. I feel like that could be an avenue for him being interested in getting his Nen back. Personally,
I feel like
just to help him out,
the thing is,
find a new purpose, right?
Kurapika's-
Figure out what he wants to do.
Kurapika has been a really bad friend. Like during the election arc,
But Gon sees past
Gon-
that, is what I'm saying.
Gon, yes, I'm just talking about this like just hear me out for a sec. Like Gon was on his deathbed. Killua was like struggling against his whole family to save Gon. Leorio was doing everything he could to get the Hunter Association's resources to help Gon. Like they were doing everything for Gon, and they called Kurapika on the phone many times, and Kurapika just didn't pick up. He let it go to voicemail. And I feel like this would Gon obviously sees past that. Gon is more understanding when he likes someone, but Killua is just I feel like he'd be slightly more hesitant because like he already put Kurapika in touch with Bluesky. I feel like Killua would start to think, if he's gonna ask me to do anything too dangerous that could put Aluka and Nanaka in danger, I'm gonna choose them over Kurapika at this point.
And that's a fair reading of that. But I do think that would also lead to an avenue to explore, like, hey, let's actually talk about, you kind of ghosting us during that whole incident, right? And that could be a gigantic character building moment for all three of them involved, to be honest with you. If there was a discussion on that in general, I could see an entire chapter or two taking place just discussing all of that and kind of clearing the air to a degree, right?
I agree with that, and that would be super cool.
Yeah, and I think that would be well needed, honestly. So, like, I totally get where you're coming from there. Like, if we wanted to set up for Killua, especially, kind of helping out to a degree.
But
and again, this is all speculation at the end of the day. Who knows what Togashi's going to do, but I think it is
if
interesting to talk about it.
If Kurapika talked about his feelings, we wouldn't be in this situation.
This is true.
Yes.
Yeah. And I also think Killua, like, putting Kurapika in touch with Bluesky, I think it shows that he still cares, but he's not going to get too involved in anything. But then I think this whole side adventure doesn't have to necessarily be too intricate or dangerous or involved on Killua's part.
Yeah. Now that could change on the flip of a dime, on it, obviously. But at its surface, it's just like, hey, can you like confirm if this baby is okay? Basically, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's not like a super complicated thing. All the military and royals and stuff are on this boat. Like, can't be too crazy on the surface, right? I mean, probably would be, but they don't. They wouldn't know that.
As much as I mentioned that Gon has the in-group bias, I think Killua has it a little bit. I think if Killua like were to meet Oito's sister, and this baby and find out like there are people trying to kill this baby, I honestly think he might be like, okay, these people are cool. I need to lock in a bit.
Yeah.
Because he's not like a super moral guy, but he has some moral compass. He's a good guy.
Yeah, and a lot of that is thanks to Gon kind of, paving that pathway for him, right? And kind of showing him, showing him a lot of that side of human nature in general. And also something we have to keep in mind, it's been, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a year since that incident with Gon and, having to, him being on death's bed basically, right? So there has been like there's been a significant time skip, like regardless, to where like there's been time to like have realizations and heal,
I don't know if it's been a year. I think it's been like a few months, but
I'm gonna
also
look it up right now.
I was gonna say, cause cause doing the math, if Gon and Killua were 12 at the time of the first Hunter Association, or Hunter exam, there have been 2 exams since then, and right after that second exam is when the Black Whale departs. So by that logic, Gon and Killua are like 14 and 15 right now. And you've got to remember, I do think it was only a few months, but a few months is an eternity in teenager time.
Yeah,
True. Yeah.
that is fair. Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was that age, I watched whole friend groups assemble and break apart in like a couple months. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I've pulled up the timeline from the Hunter x Hunter Wikipedia, right? So August 9th, 2000 was when Gon talks to Jing atop of the World Tree. Okay? Succession contest. Leorio and Kurapika attended the meeting related to the Dark Comet 1 month before the 289th Hunter exam, as we could infer from Mizai-stum's conversation with Kurapika about moles, right, within that Hunter exam. And so, Leorio and Kurapika attended that meeting related to the Dark Comet 1 month before that, so around June 4th, 2001. So it has been almost a year since that incident in that timeline.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so it has been over a year, actually, if we're talking about current day on the boat.
Oh, yeah, and like with Chimera Ant arc and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay.
Been a while.
So there's been a lot of time for, like, maybe some real, like, I feel like if they wanted to talk out all the problems that could have occurred back then, there has been enough time to, like, plausibly believe that, like, things could have healed between everybody and there could be an understanding reached, Feelings and emotions won't be nearly as high about all that, presumably.
Yeah, also, kids tend to, like I said, time moves faster for them. So I feel like they're more, when Kurapika's like, hey guys, I'm so sorry about this, they're a lot more likely to go, whatever, man, it's all in the past. Than Kurapika is. Like,
that could be its own study.
It might feel like
that could be its own study in, like, Togashi's writing to explore, like, hey, like, Kurapika probably still isn't, like, a great friend, even, like, if trying to reconcile all this, they are just kids.
Yeah, no, he's the guy who skips out on, like, all the important events in your life and then shows up later asking for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have that one friend.
Pretty accurate.
So, like, yeah. So the point I'm getting across there is, like, there's room to explore in that, this isn't totally, like, a fair exchange, if it does come to pass also, which I think would be interesting to explore.
So,
but yeah.
Can we talk about Leorio for a second?
Yes, let's do it. The lack of.
I am just sad. Like, Togashi could have done something. I know it wouldn't really make sense. Like, this isn't about him. He's on the damn boat. So
yeah, because, like, you're talking about outside the boat, right? Like,
something. Just put him on the page. I don't care.
He is. Oh, they removed it. In the Viz releases, they removed the whatchamacallit.
Oh, the little preview text for the next chapter?
Yeah, and the like an announcement of to be continued.
Yeah. That's
in the original Japanese magazine.
Yep.
In the original Japanese magazine, normally Togashi draws a little character doodle in the corner there, and 99% of the time it's Gon. But in chapter 413, it was Kurapika, and in chapter 414, it was Leorio. So he does appear, but his face is just really tiny.
Okay. That would have been cute at least, but Viz fucked up. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Viz never includes those, unfortunately. I wish they did, but whatever.
That is tragic.
Okay, that's something.
Isn't there usually, like, a little preview, like, text thing as well, like, alongside the to be continued? That's usually in the original magazine.
Yeah,
you know what that is off the top of your head, CJ? I'm curious about
I
that.
don't, and frankly, it doesn't matter because Togashi doesn't write those.
Yeah.
Those are like the
Okay.
publishers add those based on their own speculations.
And they're
Okay,
always
okay.
so like they're literally nothing. I
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
I don't really like those things. People swear by those. Back when I was really following like One Piece leaks and stuff, dude, people
No,
would put
they're
so
always-
much stock into those, and it would never ever matter.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's good to know. I was curious.
Yeah,
Kaige is like 100% right. Those are nothing.
yeah, they are absolutely nothing. But I still wish they included them just for the sake of seeing them.
All right, so Leorio was doodled on the page. though,
That's
originally.
good. I just hope.
Yes, he was.
I need the next, like, open the next chapter with him like sneezing or something. Just give me a Leorio thing, please. I need him so
Crumbs.
bad now
we
more
need
than
crumbs.
ever.
He's starving right
Dude,
now.
he's on this boat,
I-
man. Come on, give me something.
I can't believe that in terms of like amount of page volume and space they've taken up, Gon and Killua
Yes.
have beaten Leorio
By a
in
lot.
this arc.
All
That's
we've gotten of
crazy.
Leorio is like little baby panels. We got him last batch, but he was like pixels. You couldn't even make out his face. Oh my god, it's killing me. Why? Just do something, anything.
Hey,
The time will come.
at
The time will
least-
come. Surely, right?
At
Go,
least technically, he has had a speaking role aboard the Black Whale. Technically.
Did he?
Kim. True.
When did he? What did he?
was
Yeah,
very-
on
it
the
was
very
very
first
small.
day. On the very first day, we see him on tier 3, and Cheadle is like ordering him around
Yeah.
to organize boxes of medication.
He speaks
and he's
there?
just like, "Yes, ma'am." He says it
Oh.
like twice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's it. That's all.
Yeah,
My
he did
favorite
speak, though.
Leorio quote.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Oh, all right. Soon. Come on, please.
Hey, I mean, if I heard Leorio say that, I would be happy. Sorry. Let's get back on topic.
Okay. We've talked a lot. Okay, one thing before we go to community comments. I'm sorry, community comments is gonna get a little shafted. I gotta be honest. We're probably gonna have to cut this even more than we already did. But I wanna pose a question to each of you. Do we think we will be on the Black Whale next chapter? Yes or no? CJ, you go first.
I personally think yes, at least for some of it. I don't think I really don't even think in this arc we're gonna get, or it's unlikely that we're gonna get complete chapters not being on the Black Whale. I think if anything, a chapter will be split between the Black Whale and land. If that happens.
Dylan?
I think that's most likely.
I think we will still be on the boat in this next immediate chapter, only because if you remember from how the mailing system properly works, they did say it takes about a week for something to be sent from the Black Whale to a recipient on the mainland. Like an order, like they were talking about, like, relative to like, you know, ordering something like for like something on the boat, right? So it will take a little bit of time to actually like have this mail be delivered wherever they're trying to send the mail to. So if the intent is to get Kurapika if the intent is to get Killua and Gon to like, you know, get a request sent to them of some sort, or like, you know, if the mail has to do with them in the first place, I don't know if that's necessarily gonna
I
be
don't
true.
think it does. At least the way.
I don't
So
think it
martial
does.
law is not going to be the end of this arc.
But
Oh,
the
no,
thing
no.
is,
Everybody make your peace with that right
It
now.
No, yeah,
was
it's not
never
going to.
to be.
No. But to continue my point though, even if that's not the case, to actually confirm if like, you know, Wobble is in the main, like is off the boat or not, that's gonna take about a week for that mail to get there in the first place, right? So we're not gonna get many developments on that, I feel like, until that part actually happens. And so I feel like with it being a week to do that, we're gonna have to go through more events on the boat before we can reasonably touch on that subject, right? Now, my belief as of right now, like where my intuition is heading anyways, is that we will get extended chapters, at least initially, of you know, setting up whatever role they have to play in that. I don't know if it'll be too terribly long. I think it might just be like 2 or 3 chapters back to back to back, and then we go back to the boat and, you know, more developments there or whatnot. But I feel like this is setting up maybe just like cutting back and forth between the two things occasionally. And if anything, if this is a really short like departure from the Succession War, it could be something relative to like how the Phantom Troops role was in Chimera Ant. I feel like that could be a likely scenario.
That is a very good way to put it. I didn't think of those words, but that's exactly what I was sort of envisioning.
Yeah, just like, maybe less than 10 chapters of just like, whatever developments happening there. And then, maybe the rest of the arc will be Succession War. Maybe we cut back to them eventually on what they're up to. But, that would be in Togashi's hands, obviously, what he wants to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with that assessment. I think this last page here has opened the door for a cutaway to them at some point. Mm-hmm. And again, yeah, it could go either way. It could be the split method, like, part of the chapters on the Black Whale, parts with them, or it could just be a little departure for a minute like the Phantom Troop. Or nothing could happen. I think all three are pretty equally possible, but regardless, I do personally as well think next chapter we will still be on the boat. And I also want that. Because it's getting crazy. I want to see this.
I do want to say, if people want to metagame this a bit, back when Togashi posted the inking for chapter 428,
I do remember
people
this.
there's a doodle in the bottom that really does look like Gon. It looks like he's drawing Gon. And at the time, people were like, no, we must be misunderstanding this. But now it kind of looks more plausible. And if so, that implies that Benjamin's martial law is going to last... it's going to have lasted a maximum total of 15 chapters, which is really pathetic.
For Hunter chapters, though, I don't know. A lot can happen in a chapter.
A lot could happen. 15 chapters is not nothing.
That's a lot. That's a volume and a half. That's a good amount of stuff.
But like, I feel like we all expected more from Benjamin.
I mean, he could still do a lot, to be fair.
I still like. Okay, again, listen. I do expect a lot from Benjamin.
I'm not criticizing Togashi.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not criticizing Togashi here. I'm just saying Benjamin might be a bit more of a fraud than we're all realizing.
Sure, maybe.
Fair enough. Okay,
but like,
I mean, if he
I was just gonna say like. That would, if Gon were to be in like 428 and like we were all like right in thinking that. I mean, I'm just saying like that. I mean, next, like if we spend the rest of this batch doing, more Succession War stuff, and then like maybe like towards the end of next batch, 421 through 430, we, cut away to them. I feel like that's not an unreasonable amount of time to like dedicate towards exploring more what's happening on the boat before we cut away. And it would make sense within the time frame of like mail being delivered too, potentially.
Yeah,
the current pacing of the arc that Togashi's going at.
Well, it depends on how martial law goes. Like, are we thinking this will be done in an in-world day, or
maybe a couple days?
Here's the thing:
at the very least,
if Benjamin can't even confront his own bisexuality, he's not going to be able to confront Saryadnik.
Also, keep in mind, he's gonna go after Saryadnik, dude.
Well,
after he's done with Camilla
first. He's Camilla's
and
first.
Maybe he does get through Camilla, but I feel the moment he sees Saryadnik, he's dead. The moment he sees Saryadnik, he's dead.
Camilla. Well, honestly, here's what I think. I think because remember chapter 410, he's going to the Justice Bureau to legitimize his martial law.
Yeah.
That has to happen after his quote-unquote safety checks on Camilla and Saryadnik. So what I'm thinking is this.
I guess.
So Benjamin in that chapter thinks that he killed both of them. I think he has actually killed Camilla, but I think Saryadnik used his Hatsu to fool Benjamin. That's my read on the situation.
That's very good. Yeah, okay. I agree with that pretty much entirely. I mean, we did talk about this very recently. Obviously, we all did, but I do also very much see Camilla dying here. I just don't see any other option, really. I think she kind of has to serve the narrative, which is a shame.
She's so screwed.
Yeah,
it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And like I think the second prince like dying like that also is like a very big like, you know, what the fuck moment for Benjamin too, and that kind of sets him up even more for the role he's playing now. So I feel like it would serve the plot extremely well, her dying here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
It makes you go, okay, so that kind of justifies the hype behind martial law.
Yes.
Even if it's not going to be the end of the succession contest, it does move the plot forward.
Yep.
Right.
Oh shit. What if Krollo goes to all this trouble to steal Camilla's ability, and then she immediately dies and he loses it in a critical moment when he confronts Hisoka?
Oh my god.
It would be so funny.
That would be the most Togashi writing ever, honestly.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny. Oh my god. I don't even want to think about that. Oh my god, there's too much shit going on now, guys.
All right. We should really get to community comments. We're looking rough on time.
Yeah.
Let's figure this out.
Sorry.
No, it's nobody's fault. This is a good discussion. But yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. We're going to figure this out. See you soon.
Yep. Okay, now it's time to read what you guys have to say about Hunter x Hunter, chapter 414, Friends. Apologies ahead of this for the amount of comments we had to cut this week. This discussion went on for a very long time between the three of us, and, you know, we don't have all night, unfortunately, and a lot of you wrote in this week, which we really appreciate. But do keep in mind, if you're not read out here, we're sorry. I encourage everybody to go check out the YouTube community post, especially for everybody's responses there. There's a lot of well thought out and like written comments there. Just can't include everything, you know, due to time constraints, unfortunately. But the usual reminder, if you want to get in on this type of fun, discussing any given topic week to week, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts, as well as the call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And of course, you can always email us your thoughts if you so please at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. So, we're starting off today with Milu Kitty from Bluesky saying, "Not gonna lie, I'm so confused, mainly because I don't remember any of the names of Benjamin's soldiers." That's entirely valid. Should check out the slides that Kaige made.
True.
I feel like you should know that, Milu Kitty, right? It's okay. I know they're going crazy violent with the martial law. It must suck being in the ship at this moment, to say the least. That's a lot of soldiers with guns roaming around. Loserist is so funny to me. He doesn't, or is it supposed to be he doesn't give a fuck about anything? Yeah, just get rid of the stash. Yeah.
Wow, we didn't talk about Loserist at all. Oh my god, oops.
No, we didn't actually. Yeah, I feel like we probably, I mean, that discussion actually would have gone on for an eternity.
Well, it'll probably happen here somewhere.
Actually, it's gonna happen right now, but I can make it very concise.
Okay. All right, that's
okay.
Yeah, so Loserist is 100% Halkenberg because if assuming Balsamikenberg was in room 1009, which I believe is likely for a variety of reasons, Loserist was the only prince within his range. I believe Halkenberg was trying to figure out if he could make himself the person to swap every time, because he talked about testing a new mechanic of his ability. Loserist starts the chapter asleep and then wakes up and immediately gets some water because I think it's Halkenberg and he wants to sober up. Loserist knows about martial law and also that Benjamin told his people to leave the Hunter Association alone, both of which imply information fed to him by Queen Unma's spies. And then also, Loserist wants to talk specifically to Rice, who is a guard that keeps getting screen time and who I have long theorized has been controlled by one of Halkenberg's people since all the way back when Shikaku did the thing in front of room 1007. So,
holy shit.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't have much to add because that is pretty much literally every point of evidence we have, but I mean, I have full faith in my boy Halkenberg on this one. It just seems
also
so likely.
The real Loserist would never get rid of the drugs.
That's what I think too, but we also really don't know a whole lot about Loserist, honestly. I can't make that call for sure.
He is
two things.
Listen,
Go ahead, sorry.
Burning them counts as abusing substances, and he would never abuse substances. He loves substances.
True.
All right, two questions that come to my mind after hearing that. Like, this seems very compelling, but two questions pop up to my mind immediately. One, what the hell would this mean for Fugetsu and Kacho's entire plan to assassinate LOSERWISP? Now
they're fucked.
If this were to happen, is Hulkenberg just fucked by that operation?
No, because Hulkenberg is gonna win.
Amen. Preach.
Okay, but I don't want Melody to die as a result of this. That's a little fucked up.
I feel
like.
No, she's not going to die as a result of that. She's going to get killed by Tsuridnik.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be tragic too. That'd be even more tragic, honestly.
That would be awful.
Okay. That aside,
Sorry,
my main gripe with the theory, the main holdup that I have rather with the theory, and why I don't know if it's 100% the case. Would LOSERWISP's Guardian Spirit Beast even allow that to happen in the first place? Isn't that the whole thing of, like, Guardian Spirit Beast can't, like, directly kill another prince in their Guardian Spirit Beast?
Yeah, but that's not what's happening here. That's not what's happening.
No, but doesn't this count as an attack, though? Is my question.
Guardian Spirit Beasts don't act on people with other Guardian Spirit Beasts, is the thing. And this Hulkenberg's Grimale Dissonance is his Nen ability that was awakened in him by his Guardian Spirit Beast, but it is not his Guardian Spirit Beast's ability. And if you need any proof, we have it confirmed by the narrator, I believe, that Hulkenberg's Nen Beast is an enhancer. Grimale Dissonance is not an enhancer ability by any means. It really seems like it's an emitter, manipulator, or possibly specialist ability. And so, yeah. And also, Hulkenberg needs to get into a royal body because, again, the whole thing about the Succession War is that legality and the rules of the contest are divorced because the princes are unofficially supposed to kill each other for the contest, but officially they still get held legally responsible if they're caught committing murder. And I think it's going to be the same with inheriting the throne. Unofficially, Hulkenberg is still eligible for the throne, but officially, he can't win unless he's in the body of somebody in the royal family.
Okay. This makes it a lot more attracting to me to hold on to now. Okay.
Yeah. Also,
right, good to know.
For people saying that he can't control who gets swapped, yes, that is how he got into this situation, but I think there's several ways that could be solved. For instance, remember he only detected one person in room 1009. So my theory is that Hulkenberg Balsamikenberg is the only person in that room. He fired the arrow by himself, making the pool of people that could get swapped in 1.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't he shown with people behind him though when he fired that arrow just a chapter ago?
He was shown charging it up with people behind him or aiming, and also those people would have needed to like restrain Balsamico. However, the actual panel of the arrow being fired is just an arrow. We don't see the circumstances, so we don't actually see him. We don't see him fully activate the ability with people around him. We don't see him form the bow or anything. He just has his hands in position.
Okay.
Someone else on my channel also pointed out that maybe with the knowledge gained from Kurapika's Nen class, he taught all those people to use Zetsu and that removes them from the pool, but I don't know if I believe that one. I think they just left. And this is Togashi being tricky with the paneling so we don't figure it out.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, I'm fully on board with this theory, so I don't need convincing.
Yeah.
I am always like at all times like acknowledging that anything could happen with this fucking author, so I'm not like fully convinced as a result.
But always bet on Hulkenberg.
this is the most convinced of like any theory I've ever been. And I'd still only say I'm 60% confident because it's
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. Okay. No, I can get behind that for sure. To read the rest of Milu Kitty's comments, sorry for that tangent there on Losers. We just didn't fit that into the main discussion. That should do. My man, are you for real? Yet another reference to an ability name. Togashi's on a roll. That's so funny. Yeah, he's just constantly referencing stuff in these net abilities now. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Kurapika is trying to... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, honestly, like 90% of his net abilities names are some kind of reference. And if you think it's not, that just means we haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
True.
Truth nuke.
You're right.
Kurapika is trying to save those babies at all costs. I didn't think about it, but it's in fact a great risk not knowing where the baby girl is. But if Queen Oito is able to send her sister, or whoever is caring for Wobble, a letter in the mainland, she should be there, shouldn't she? That's the assumption, right? So I guess we'll find out in due time what comes of that. Oh, of course, Kurapika has some friends he could trust so much. Man, it makes me cry. I tried to avoid social media since Wednesday, yet I saw this page that same day. I get it, but I wish I was a little more careful because this moment is precious and I would have loved to experience it for myself, all by myself, with all this beautiful context. Even so, it's still incredibly emotional and exciting to see them again after all this time, and I'm so glad I'm following the story. Couldn't have said it better myself. I got spoiled too, and that moment still hit it like a truck. I still welled up here on camera, on this discussion in front of all you guys. So, this moment means a lot to a lot of people, obviously, regardless of, I do wish it wasn't spread around like wildfire like it was, but
like immediately too. It hit the streets and it just spread. It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's what, the first time in, I want to say like 8 years or something? I don't know the exact timeline, but like, it's been a while.
Well, I actually hold on. I did the math earlier. Let me pull up that thing. Where is that? I did the math on a little notepad. Where the hell did it go? Okay.
Math. Trust goes.
So, yeah, I meant to bring this up earlier, but so, okay. Last time we saw Gon was chapter 345, which was published in June of 2014. So that was 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
Killua, oh my god.
Killua, you can do a couple different explanations for, because we did see him talk to Kurapika on the phone in one very, very tiny panel. But even that was chapter 350, which was published in April of 2016. So even that was 10 years ago. And then before that, the time we saw him like in the present in the story was 339, which was published in March of 2012. So yeah.
14 years.
It's been a while.
Holy shit, yeah.
It's been a minute.
For both of them, yeah. Over a decade. Crazy.
Good lord.
Yeah.
That's why it's so emotional to everybody, right? It's been that long, and we finally see them again.
Actually, one other caveat to that. So I didn't really count this, but I wanted to mention it anyways. They were also seen technically in chapter 361, but it was a redraw of the York New part where they get the pie in the face. It doesn't. I don't count that.
I don't count redraws.
They were on page.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Whatever. Just mention, shout out. All right. Anyways, sorry. I meant to bring that up earlier, but I totally forgot. Okay. Next up is from Spiral EX on Bluesky as well, who says, I already left a comment on YouTube, but Wobble's cousin definitely has Nen. I think it might be a manipulation type similar to Melody, kinda. I think he can speak through those he touches, and those close to him, he can make them feel a strong duty to protect him. We saw the effects on Bill, Shimanu, Kurapika, and Oito. Oito in chapter 364 with bold text said she fully trusts Kurapika while holding the cousin, but in 368 kind of gave doubt after Momose's death when not holding the cousin. Bill was a Beyond follower, then said he only cares about protecting Oito and the cousin. Kurapika had ulterior motives of mainly finding Hulkenberg and Serednich, but ever since the voyage and the Vincent attack, he's been all in with their protection. Shimanu was only doing this because of her family's past, but she changed the cousin's diaper and nothing else mattered. Chapters 360, 364, 367, 368, 403, and 414 are the chapters I use as my evidence. What Shimanu said this chapter, given that her grandparents did this job until their death and her parents were ill and said to do this until her death, is crazy to me and was a big red flag that something is off. We now have Shimanu, who is putting her family's duty aside, Bill, who put his loyalty to Beyond aside, and Kurapika, who put his revenge aside, all for Oito and the cousin. Shimanu's family literally worked for the royal family, and she said it didn't matter that the cousin isn't Wobble. ICU Togashi. Okay, I'm not on board with this at all, personally, but I can see where you're coming from.
It's like on the border between delusional ramblings and gold.
Yeah, yeah. There's something here, but I don't think you cracked the code. Oh, go ahead.
I think being around a baby just activated Kurapika's motherly instincts.
That's exactly how I feel. That's the same for all of these characters, especially Shimanu. I mean, she's like a mother, basically.
Also,
in essence,
she's basically a peasant. Just the way that she phrased her own backstory, I don't think she's fully on board with what her parents told her to do anyway. So I don't buy it, because I think she'd be like, oh, I have more in common with this baby now. Cool. And either way, she seems like a fairly good person. She's not gonna just let them kill a baby just because it's not royal.
Right, yeah, and I think that's all of these people, Bill included. And I guess Bill's is maybe the most quote unquote evidence we have, because his change is pretty flip of a switch, but I don't know, man. I just think it makes sense to realize that your boss is the biggest piece of shit in the world, that you would be like, okay, never mind, I'm done.
Yeah, it's happened to me plenty of times.
Yeah.
This is true, but it is particularly interesting because every time we're talking about Beyond's followers specifically, they are extremely loyal to him. So Bill is definitely an oddity in regards to all of that, for as far as we know as the readers right now. So there might be something there specifically. That's what I'm not opposed to that.
What do you mean Beyond's followers are extremely loyal to him?
Well,
I don't know if I've seen that.
Well, just as far as we know, Beyond's charisma, just in general, he has a large support. We have someone as part of the executive committee of the Hunter Association that's secretly a traitor to Beyond, and Beyond just doesn't know. I mean, in my mind, that means he has I don't know. My evidence is not very concrete. I can very confidently say that. I'm not afraid to say that. But I do think it is weird how Bill just changed on the flip of a dime, basically.
And also, but we've seen this exact thing before with Beyond's followers. Remember how quickly they switched from being on Periston's side to Jing's way back when? Jing was able to win those people over so quickly.
But this was also under the context that Jing was going to work with Beyond for his own selfish reasons, right?
Yes, but the dude who Jing bailed his sister out of the hospital was like, I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, number 2. So I feel like at this point that guy is loyal to Jing, not Beyond. And I don't know, especially because I feel like that specific inner circle might be a little tighter with Beyond, because Beyond gave them their own private speech of like, I'm gonna crush anyone who gets in my way, that he didn't show like anyone else. Like Bill wasn't in that meeting. So I do think the vast majority of people on Beyond's side just don't know what kind of person he is. And
Okay.
I think
Yeah, that's fair.
And and I think a lot of their loyalty is predicated on the fact that he does seem like he's a good guy outwardly.
No, those are fair points for sure. There's holes in this theory, obviously, right?
There's holes in every theory. It's Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously that comes with the territory. But like, from my point of view, though, like I do see how you could come up with a theory like this just given the circumstances of what's happening around them, right? And I think like Bill specifically, like all I'm pointing out is that like his loyalty switching specifically is just kind of interesting to me compared to everybody else.
Yeah,
I'm focusing on him.
I can see the vision. I also want to say it seems like Bill is just genuinely a decent guy, and that's why his loyalty switched. But is Togashi that optimistic?
Right. There's a back in my mind always. What if there are like ulterior writings going on? You know, like with any.
Yeah.
Of this.
So I see the vision, Dylan. I see the vision.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I'm not saying I completely agree with this.
Unfortunately, I just need to believe that you're wrong, or I will be so sad.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Anyway, shall we move on?
Yep.
Yes.
Your turn.
We've got forward roll on Bluesky. Unfortunately, I think Ridge is a dead man, but that could lead to Basho haikuing Conchidal out of this world, and I am all in for that. Greetings from Germany to you guys and the community. Nice to experience this together with all of you. Kurapika, Bill, and Oito having trouble understanding and trusting each other is normal in this complex world of Hunter x Hunter. Showing that ensures that the emotional impact of these two last pages hits even harder. Kurapika is putting that level of trust in two of his few but true friends, and that's just heartwarming. And yeah, I will say though, I'm on Team Ridge. I think Conjidal is gonna get his ass beat.
I'm betting on Ridge here.
Yeah. Conjidal does not have
like something tells me they're gonna get third partied somehow. Like they're not even gonna reach a conclusion. Something interrupts them.
Maybe, yeah. That's also
that's what it feels like to me, cutting off the way it did. Yeah, maybe a Hulkenberg arrow out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I guess
honestly,
you could interpret the little Nen step thing at the end as somebody else joining in this exchange. That's possible.
Ooh, that would be a plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Conjidal does not have that entire dog in him.
He thinks he does. And that can carry a man pretty far.
But
you guys remember, like, what was his name? Linguini or whatever, you know?
Luini.
The goat. Yeah, he killed it, man. He did a great job.
Yeah, he's given those vibes right now, Conjidal.
Yeah, I can see it.
So
the absolute goat.
Yeah, he just gets immediately eradicated.
Goat trio. The goat trio at the end of this arc is gonna be Luini, Conjidal, and Owl.
Yes. The legends.
The three
the big three.
The big three.
The monster trio.
Yeah, the monster trio.
All right, moving on to the YouTube comments that we selected today. We have Viral Uno. I want to start off by saying thank you, CJ. Thanks to your time zone, I was able to write in this week.
There you go.
Perfect. Glad to get you on now. Holy, what a chapter. Kanjiro was so funny. Loved his dumb little song and his bliss as he stabbed the sleeping guards. Can't wait for the results of him versus Ridge. I'm sure we'll find out that riveting encounter in like 30 chapters from now. But, you know.
That's how it goes.
So, I had this idea regarding Loser as a spirit beast. What if it got Benjamin and made it seem like Furikov was still on his side? Or better yet, what if it got Furikov and made it seem like Unma was demanding him to poison Benjamin? Now, you may be saying that his guardian spirit beast conjures bait, not threats, but I think this still fits. Furikov genuinely desires to give his life to make Benjamin the winner, and he feels he could not ask for a better fate. So this whole poison Benjamin to rebound the curse and make Benjamin a god is all Luther's guardian spirit beast manipulation of Furikov. Oh, that's an interesting takeaway.
Maybe.
There.
I could see that one. What I can't see is it getting Benjamin, because guardian spirit beasts don't target other.
Yeah, that
guardian
I don't think
spirit
that can
beast
even
possessors.
happen.
Yeah,
but targeting Furikov, there
yeah.
might be something.
Furikov,
there.
yeah, I could see the vision, especially because like the whole thing about Unma demanding Furikov do that or Beyond's gonna unleash the curse, that just doesn't sit right with me, and I can't explain why.
I've been thinking a little more about that too, and like something feels off about that explanation. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, you're right.
there might be something here. It's something to keep an eye on, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not with Furikov specifically, but like I could see Luther's guardian spirit beast up to something during all this, you know?
Yeah, it's also possible that Unma isn't working with Beyond, but found out about the curses somehow and just lied. I don't know.
Something.
But
Possible.
I wanna think Furikov is smarter than that. I don't know.
I don't know. I go back and forth on Furikov's intelligence. I can't really pin it down. It's
like
difficult.
is he fake smart or actual smart?
Yeah. It's really tough to
It's
tell
hard to
genuinely.
say.
It really is. I don't know.
I mean, he seemed to be having a great time when Camilla shot him in the head, and he still has a little scar from that, so I don't know. Maybe he got a little brain damage.
True, yeah.
True. Bill is the GOAT. His words to Kurapika likening him to a villain were interesting. Man, that whole conversation was so interesting. Rihan should learn a thing or two about how to text wall from these guys. Well, to be fair, he has to do all the thinking himself, so he has nobody to dialogue with. That's true.
It's
they're
tragic.
Bill and Kurapika can bounce off of one another, and it makes it really entertaining. Rihan is literally just yapathoning in his mind the entire time. Wonder when we're going to check back in on him during this martial law.
Probably
That's
pretty
why
soon.
I think he's not long for this world.
Yeah, he's gonna get killed in the middle of thinking. It's gonna be too
That would be
in.
so funny to do a page flip on. Like, you see the hyphen at the end of the page. And
In a
turn the
thought
page.
bubble. I would love that. I need that, actually.
Just imagine Rihan is like analyzing his ability. It seems that he's able to transmute his aura into a substance that appears to have the properties of both rubber and gum. And then he dies.
That'd be awesome. Please.
That would be. I couldn't think of a more fitting way for him to go out, to be honest. It was also really funny how Oito interrupted them to ask for the second point since they got carried away in their conversation about Beyond the Dark Continent. At the end, when she was explaining her plans involving the letter and code, she said the one helping her was a relative on her mother's side. I believe in the theory that Oito is a child of Beyond, so I wonder what/if she knows anything about her father's side. I guess the door is still open for that.
I've fallen off that train. I was on it back in the last batch, but I fell off. I don't know.
Yeah, it just never clicked for me. I've never really heard anyone argue it convincingly because they can always tell me the how, but they can never tell me the why in a way that satisfies me.
Yeah.
Like, Oito's Beyond's child, so what? Who cares? What does this change? You know? How does this help Beyond?
Yeah, how does that help Beyond specifically if Oito's his child? I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't at all. Yeah.
So it just wouldn't make sense, like, narratively to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, technically it could still be the case. I just don't see the vision, you know?
Yeah, it's also possible that the way in which it helps beyond is based on information we don't currently have, but like,
Right.
it's really hard to speculate about that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, we can only go off of speculation so much for theories like that. Okay, are we gonna get Gon and Killua involved with the Succession War in a mini cutaway involving this letter and Wobble? What were Gon and Noko doing? Probably nothing, if I had to guess. They were
real.
They saw like a bird or something.
Yeah. Whoa! Look at that, Noko. Is he training to relearn? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Their parents were like, "You guys are the only 2 kids on the island. Go hang out."
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Please get away. Yeah. Is he training to relearn Nen? Is she gonna become part of the crew now?
Whoa. Let's relax.
Let's read that sentence, what you typed out there again, and let's think about that a little bit.
Sit back. Just calm down.
Noko's the Nen exorcist we're looking for.
It all comes together.
Genius Togashi back at it.
When we get
and Phaeton is a Zoldyck.
Yes, finally.
When we get them to team up again, we'd have the classic 1 girl, 2 guys pro tag group. I don't know about Alika/Nanaka though. Would she learn Nen too, and we'd instead have a group of 4? I feel like Nanaka has to be written out of the main plot though, because she is too broken. So it would leave the group of 3 instead. But where would Alika go? Where/who would Killua trust with her safety? Kite's group?
Number 1 Noko fan. Holy cow.
What?
We're putting a lot of stock into Noko.
Bro really said, yeah, I think Noko could replace Aluka. I have to respect the commitment.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
I don't want to like make fun of him for this.
No, that's not what
like,
I'm trying to do. It's
yeah,
just
but like,
really
but like
funny.
genuinely though, like what? How would we even introduce Noko to a like? What purpose would she serve right now?
I bet most Hunter x Hunter fans don't even know who Noko is.
Exactly.
90% at least do not know Noko.
She's mentioned in like 1 sentence ever in the entire series. Like, we gotta scale down our expectations here a little bit. I don't do. They're up here. We gotta go down here at least. You know.
At least, yeah. Like, reel it back. Maybe we can revisit this in the future. Just table it for now. We'll get there.
Table.
We'll get the Noko theory crafting later. We'll do an episode on that.
We finally get to see Noko's face, and we see 2 parallel scars.
Yeah.
Noko is a calamity as well. That's how it all ties together.
Noko's a calamity, a second track faker, has a curse under her tongue, a prince of the Kakin Empire, and a chimera ant.
Yeah. She
Just
was the
everything.
first chimera ant.
Okay, Noko aside, Alika is an interesting thing to talk about because yes, Nanaka is a very broken thing, and I've already seen so many other theories of like, can't like Killua just ask Nanaka to like, hey, take me to the boat, hey, like eliminate the curse, and you know that's that, right? Like technically speaking, Killua could request that, I guess.
Oh yeah, that could be
there.
the Exorcist, I guess.
That could if Killua wants to do that, I guess it's all up to Killua.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time somebody says, why doesn't Killua just use Nanaka to do XYZ? I walk into a public park with a loaded gun, close my eyes, fire it in a random direction. One of these days it's going to hit somebody, and it's going to be the fault of these people.
Spitting.
But no, actually though, to actually address this, I've made fun of the idea of Nanaka solving things enough. I feel like I need to actually address it. That clearly, like, doing stuff takes things out of her. It takes energy, and Killua doesn't want to make her do anything, and only ever uses Nanaka's power for 2 things. 1, to heal, and 2, if he's backed into a corner. If you want to say that being a Nen exorcist counts as healing, and Killua would be willing to do willing to let Nanaka do that, that is as far as I'm willing to take it. He is not going to use Nanaka to just like kill beyond or whatever the heck you want to say.
Yeah.
He doesn't, because the thing that people get wrong and that the Zoldycks get wrong about Nanaka is that they treat her like an object, a weapon, a plot device, when she is a person. And Killua doesn't want to make her do bad things or like use her powers selfishly.
That's the whole point of protecting her, is to protect her from being used for selfish reasons by other people. Yeah.
That was the whole point of the election arc, and that's why Killua was able to win against the Zoldyck family, because Killua understood Nanaka as a person who could make decisions, and they saw her as a machine with rules that they had to figure out. And that's why he was able to figure out her powers and work with her, because, yeah, well, you get the idea. So stop making the same mistake as the Zoldyck family. If you think Nanaka is just going to solve everything, you have the same understanding of her character as Kikyo Zoldyck, and that should make you feel bad.
Yes.
The limit of the limiter of Alika solving every single plot point in the rest of the series is Killua himself being by her side. Like, that is the limiter there. So
yes,
I'm not worried about there being plot holes there, you know? Like,
yeah,
it just won't
you
happen.
you are literally Killua's mom if you think that. Be ashamed. Okay, the bit has gone on for long enough. I don't actually mean any hate. I'm just having fun with it, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
But hopefully that addresses our general thoughts. I'm assuming we're all on the same page there with
no, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, looking forward to the episode. God said, "Let there be suck, and suck there shall be."
Right.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? There shall be suck.
There shall be
I can't
suck.
deny that.
There was much suck to be had.
Let's go.
Don't say that. God, why did I make this my name?
It was
kind of a
myself.
Yeah. This was entirely within my control. And I chose to do this, and this is entirely my fault.
Yeah. Shame.
Well, it's too late to undo it now.
Too late. Yep.
Is it me? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is from Fantastic Footnote number 3433, who says, in contrast to talking about the big reveal I imagine everyone else is focusing on, I want to call attention to a plot I think Togashi has been cooking under our noses. Currently, we don't know who Hulk shot his arrow at, but we know it must have already happened if this room is empty this chapter. And so, there's quite a lot of evidence pointing at it being Loserous. To start, for a while, there's been a theory that back in 386, Shikaku's death was used as a cover for Hulkenberg's guard to possess Loserous's guard, Rice. Okay, this might end up being the same thing CJ was talking about, but I'll read it anyway.
Yeah, we talked about all this.
And if we look at this chapter, Rice is given an odd amount of attention. He was the first person to report to Loserous that Ben's guards are making their moves. We got an odd look thing too, where Basho is surprised Loserous is awake, and then we did pretty much talk about every single aspect of this. Sometimes it's martial law. Yep. Kind of sucks for Hulk though, because not only is he being hunted by Ben now, might be killed by Melody and Kacho's plot as they're trying to kill Loserous. That would be a pretty sad way for Princes to go out, especially for me. I expected Loserous to be more important than he ended up being with the Mafia connection. Now, just because Hulk may have possessed Loserous doesn't mean he's like out by any means. I wouldn't write him out just because that happened.
I mean, any number of things could happen. Like Hulk might accidentally Hulk might swap out again. Loserus's consciousness could wake up through any number of shenanigans. Total crackpot theory I just came up with 5 seconds ago. It's entirely possible. I say it's entirely possible when I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass, by the way. That Melody could activate her Nen ability, and Hulkenberg could like freeze just like everyone else, but then that wakes up the original Loserus and lets him do something.
Ooh,
I don't know. I think that would
that's
be cool as
fun.
heck.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that's really good. I hope that happens. Actually, I'd love to see that interaction. Like not speaking interaction, but like the interaction between Nen abilities there. That would be really neat.
Yeah. Also, one more little thing. The way this commenter said Rice is given an odd amount of attention. He's been getting an odd amount of attention. Like, pretty much every panel that Loserus is in, Rice also is in. And I don't know if you remember that moment in, I believe, chapter 406. That's like, it briefly shows the status of every prince before martial law happens. In the Loserus panel, the only people we see are Loserus, Basho, and Rice. And I think it's so weird that Rice keeps getting the spotlight, and it's been happening ever since that chapter, 386.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Something is there for sure. I think we should be paying attention to Rice.
All right.
Completely agree.
I can go next. Does anyone else think that the dark aura that surrounded Wobble was Silent Majority? Silent Majority presumably eliminated the guards shortly after, and we know someone needs to be the anchor for Silent Majority to work, and yet no one noticed the doll's presence? It could simply be that the anchor was Wobble, who was the only person in the room that wouldn't point out the figure and alert the guards. Holy shit, this is my new favorite theory. That's is
good.
Genius. That's genius.
Okay.
Oh my
That's
god.
very, very good. Wow. I can't believe I've never seen anybody say that or even thought of it myself, honestly.
Love
That's very
that.
good.
That's good. Wow.
No immediate holes are coming to mind either. I think that's really solid.
Yeah, that would
Wow.
make a lot of sense.
I love that. That's good. Yeah. Good stuff, man. That is from the Fruit King, by the way. CJ didn't say your name, but
Sorry.
Fruit King.
The Fruit King N2B. Also, I just thought of something that goes kind of crazy. So, in the Nen class, Silent Majority, activates, and what's her name? Lowberry sees the doll and freaks everyone out. From then on, anytime someone sees a doll, they're gonna know, oh, Silent Majority is about to attack somebody. But if Wobble becomes the anchor, then Silent Majority could get somebody unexpectedly and, like, cheat the conditions. And also, remember, it also got Muhan, the dude who went to the toilet, but nobody saw the doll then.
Yeah.
What if
Absolutely
Wobble was the anchor then? And it would also make sense why Silent Majority then specifically is targeting Wobble's room, assuming they're not, somebody in Wobble's room at the moment. It's because Wobble being a baby provides that massive loophole.
Yeah.
So I love this
really good.
theory, actually.
It's fantastic.
That's
this is
brilliant.
Really, really good.
And it's only strengthened now that we know that it's pretty definitively not related to any kind of like Nen Beast shenanigans too, right? Like as far as where Karabika would have pointed out immediately if he figured it was something related to that, but no, it was just dark aura emanating from Wobble for a second or two. So like it kind of strengthens this in my opinion.
I love that theory. That is so good.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. Can't believe that no one's thought of this before.
I know.
Like you guys said. But
great stuff.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Fruit King. That's a really good shout out there. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite comments I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
Short, sweet,
High
to the
praise.
point. Yeah. All right, next up is from I Love Waffles. Imagine if we just randomly cut to go next chapter. Yeah, look at me. I said that. I said that, guys. You're welcome. I prophesized it for you. I was spoiled on this chapter, checking Twitter and seeing the Gon and Killua panel. Even just seeing that one page out of context made me tear up a bit. I missed them so much. Yeah, I mean, it. we've ranted about it long enough, but yeah, it's so incredibly sweet. Anyway, I'm excited to see Nen combat again. Overall, Benjamin's guards come off as a bit underwhelming in this chapter. They seem to be very inexperienced with Nen. Yushohi talks about how defenseless he is when using N, and how his ability is practically useless at this point because of it. Could never be my goat Nobunaga.
True.
Chiyasmi, what the hell? I forget, what was it? Hold on. What the hell was
Chiyomashi was his name.
Okay, yeah. Chiyashmi. Yes, Chiyashmi? Whatever.
No,
Chiyomashi.
This is just wrong.
Yeah, Chiyamashi.
Yeah,
Chiyamashi.
it is.
Has an invincibility ability, but it seems like the conditions make it barely worth it. Force Zetsu for 100 times the duration and taking a third of the damage all at once sounds absurd. It almost guarantees death in combat if you can't get the job done during the invincibility window. One use case I could see for this ability would be making invincible soldiers who are okay with dying, if it was used similarly to the Meteor City Elders ability.
I mean, having thought about it a bit, it's not actually that bad, because, like, if you only take a third of the damage, I mean, theoretically, that means you can probably tank quite a few hits that would otherwise kill you and survive those. So
but it's hard to gauge the limit of that, I suppose, also. So, like, it is kind of a weird ability to use in execution,
but
I feel like.
You have to... Don't think about it as you take 1/3 of the damage. Think about it as you block 2/3 of the damage. And when you think about it in those terms, it sounds way better.
Okay, yeah. I guess it depends to me, like, how the damage, like, manifests, you know? Because that's a little unclear to me, also.
Yeah, I think that's my big hang up with that.
I have a feeling we'll find out.
We will.
I feel like we will too, yeah.
Yep.
When it was revealed that Wobble had been baby swapped, I didn't understand the purpose at all and was a bit underwhelmed. I should have never doubted Togashi. I don't think a single person expected Gon and Killua to come back this way. I assume they'll get a mini arc in the same way the Phantom Troop did during the Chimera Ant arc and won't have major roles for now. Okay, yeah, that's
Hey, we said that.
Yeah. Another thing I find interesting is that Kurapika says he trusts them even more than himself. This could be foreshadowing for a time in the future where Kurapika loses control. Maybe when he sees Pyro's head in Serenich's room. Yeah, I mean, maybe he already probably just doesn't trust himself for the monster he will become if, he's triggered enough, I guess. Is one way of doing it.
Yeah, and, like, we've already seen in Yorknu, they had to save him from himself.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. Yeah. A theory I saw online said that the Nen Exorcist Gon and Killua will look for is Hina, the Chimera Ant that we saw exercise Knuckles' ability. They might need a more powerful exorcist and might not trust the last one from the Hunters Association because they failed to help Gon. Last we saw Hina was on her way to find Gyro, which could be a way to involve him. Ooh.
Well,
there's something there. Yeah.
Here's the thing. There's two big problems for me with this theory. The first one is, how are we getting Hina to the Black Whale? I guess Nonica, but I really don't think so.
Well, remember, if the real baby Wobble is outside the boat and the curse is actually planted on her, like they think that might be the case.
Okay. That's true. I could see that.
There's not a need to go to the Black Whale. They just need to find the real Wobble, you know?
But then the second issue I have is, would they honestly trust or employ the help of a Chimera Ant who isn't Meleoron or a Kalgo? I don't know about that.
Remember, Kite also fits into that group, technically. No.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to commit microaggressions against Kite.
I think they would, personally. I mean, they could have even interacted like off screen before the end of Chimera and to some, well, not Gon, obviously, but potentially, probably not Kilo either. Actually, never mind. There's no way. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know.
There's something here. I just I don't quite know if it'll take effect.
Yeah, it's an option. I mean, it is an exorcist that we know. What if it's
Maybe Hina changed her ways.
Abengane
we
back.
bring Abengane back.
He's like, all right. Well, at least Judgment Chain is the worst curse I'll ever have to deal with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pay me $1 billion and I'll do it. That's all he cares about, being paid.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Hina changed her ways and went vegan. It's been a while.
True.
True. But I mean, Chimera ants are gonna be something that we will have in the background minds for the foreseeable future, if not because of Periston, right? So, like, I could see any of those Chimera ants coming back into play for the plot at one point or another, if not for that connection.
Yeah. They'll be back. So. It's just a matter of when.
How.
Like,
Also,
who knows?
I want to point out that Chimera ants have a ridiculous talent for Nen, and they learn it very quickly. And it took Hina like a month to have a full-fledged Nen ability. By now, I don't know, she probably has like a 100-type Guanyin Bodhisattva or some shit up her sleeve.
Yeah, oh my gosh, she could be broken.
Yeah.
All the more reason to find her. There we go.
Yeah.
Cracking the code, slowly but surely. But yeah, no. Interesting theory there. I expect we'll be seeing martial law start to play out next chapter and cut back to Gon and Killua later, but who knows at this point? We could cut to almost anyone's perspective. This arc is impossible to predict in the best possible way. I'm completely with you on that paragraph. I think we'll have another few chapters at least of martial law shenanigans, and we'll eventually cut back to Gon and Killua. I just don't know when, but not immediately.
Yeah, because as we've established, a point that you guys brought up that I didn't think of, and am jealous about, it's gonna take a week to send correspondence to Gon and Killua. So, yeah.
That delays everything a bit, I think. Unless, I mean, Togashi has been playing with time in this arc, to be fair, but a week is a lot. We haven't gone that far yet.
We can't time skip forward a week in the middle of martial law.
No, we cannot.
Yes.
Even
now,
if it's not on the boat, it's still ridiculous. That is far too long.
But if we can wrap up martial law, then there's a better opportunity there.
Because that's also something we were talking about last week.
And this is why Benjamin's a fraud.
No.
There we go.
But look, we were talking last week about how after martial law is done, that does open the door for more time skips in this arc. Because there will be more periods of time where things aren't happening. So we can actually skip things comfortably.
Yeah, and I think that would be the prime opportunity. If we want to explore Gon and Killua going on a mission together for the real baby Wobble, that would be the perfect time to do it, I feel like.
This is just planting the seed and opening the door for it. I don't think we're doing it immediately, but it's there.
But it could be sooner than we think, too. It's up to Togashi how fast he wants to go. And he's, to be fair, he's been going very fast with the pacing lately, so anything is possible.
Yeah, he's been hitting the gas.
Yeah. Okay, the last comment we're taking this week. Sorry, guys, I know, but look at that runtime. Look at that.
I think this will be our longest episode ever.
We haven't had an episode anywhere near this long.
Good lord! Oh my god! We've been at this a while.
It's a big boy, yeah.
Yep.
But
anyway,
3 hours.
Yeah, we're going to 3 hours this week. Okay, so final comment from Low2199, who says, in a week, that discourse was all about Gon, Killua, and John Rod. We must not get sidetracked. Have you caught wind of John Rod, CJ?
I have not. I have
really
been busy. I'm sorry.
Oh, devastating. It's a new stand in JoJo that is wonderful. I
Oh
love him
my.
dearly.
Okay.
I don't
Not
even
actually
read
called
JoJo.
John
I'm
Rod,
not.
but
I'm not caught up to JoJo at all. I've only watched all of part 1 and a little of part 2. John Rod is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I'm still reading part 7. What the hell is John Rod? I have to look this up after
it's
this.
it's not as real. It's a fan name because we don't know the name yet, but
Oh, okay.
he's
It's
goated.
light stick aura farming.
Yeah,
To put it
I
simply.
mean,
it's just rods.
knowing knowing Araki, I was fully prepared to believe it was just called John Rod.
I mean, it could be. We don't know yet, technically. Anyway, Kanji Do, new character just dropped. Kanji Doll tried to make us regret ever doubting him last chapter and somehow found a way to fuck up murdering a sleeping man. You know, you're actually right about that. Yeah. Damn. He nailed the first one too. That's what's so sad about it.
Yeah.
Give him a break. He's excited.
He is. Yeah, you're right. You know, we've all been there. We lose ourselves in our excitement.
Yeah. We've all been in that exact situation.
Oh my god.
Yes,
so many
I am
times.
speaking for all of us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to know if anyone else felt maternal towards Yushohi when he said he was useless now.
I'm pretty sure that's just you.
Personally, no, but
That is just you.
right on.
I think you
respect
have. I think you have some things to unpack.
Being serious now, I couldn't be happier seeing my two sons happy and living life. But I feel like some people are overreacting, thinking that they will become major players in this arc, when at most they will play a similar role to what we saw of the Phantom Troop and the Chimera Ant arc. Yeah, like we said.
There it is again.
But you can't never know with Togashi. Either way, this is something we should celebrate, but I hope anime people that decide to catch up because of the leak. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Don't get disappointed if this ends up just being a cameo. Yeah, we'll see. That remains to be seen.
I have hopes it won't just be a cameo, and but anything could happen, like you said, obviously.
I mean, if they decide to just catch up for that, I mean, and it is just a cameo, I mean, they kind of get what they deserve, no offense.
Oh, well, yeah, but to be fair, it is a very exciting thing. Like, I could see why that would inspire so many people.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like,
Yeah. But
the way it's set up, too, it's promising.
But that just deciding to catch up only for that shows so much disrespect to my goat Kurapika. That
I know, it really does. Like, that's really anytime
sad.
I try to sell people on post-anime stuff, I always think, like, just saying that it's all about Kurapika would get them on board, but it literally never works. I don't understand.
I don't understand why.
Why do people not want Kurapika?
It's tragic.
Well, the unfortunate reality is that there's a lot of people who only view Gon as like the sole protagonist of this series, and it's really sad. That
is really sad, because if anyone deserves to be viewed as the sole protagonist, it's Killua. But anyway,
you're right. You're honestly right. Like whatever. Anyway,
but the hard truth is that all four of the quadruplets or whatever, like they're all the main character.
The gang from the first Hunter exam that we saw. I'm talking, of course, about Gon, Killua, Kurapika, Hisoka. They're the protagonists.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
But yeah, like, I mean, this is a very atypical series in that regard, and some people just don't want to accept that for what it is, and it's really, really sad.
It is.
Yep.
All right, finish off this comment saying, new Hunter x Hunter and JoJo Lands chapter in the same week. What a time to be alive. Yes, indeed. Both amazing chapters, too.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, to those who wrote in. We didn't read nearly as many as people that actually wrote in. We apologize for that. Please go check out the YouTube community post and the call-out post on Twitter and Bluesky if you want to read all the responses that we didn't read here today. And the usual reminder, you can keep an eye out for those YouTube community posts every Sunday for as long as these chapter batches are, as long as this batch continues to go on. right as the official chapter releases. So keep an eye out for those, as well as call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky if you want to get in on the fun. And you can still email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, let's get some emails. It's been a while.
Please, yeah, I'd love that.
And with that, this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms, as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. If you'd like, you can also... I'm still not used to saying this part, sorry. If you'd like to listen to the show ad-free, be sure to check us out on Patreon. Those who join at the $5 tier will get their name read on the show at the end of every episode. Thank you to our one patron so far, Milu Kitty. Thank you.
Oh, hey. I recognize Milu Kitty. They always leave nice comments on my posts. Or on my videos.
Yes. Sweet. As always, we'll be here the same time every week talking about Hunter x Hunter. Except it wasn't the same time this week, actually, but whatever.
Well, no, yeah, but special circumstance.
It's all CJ's fault, man.
Right.
It's okay. I'm fine being blamed for it.
No, we don't mind at all. All right, CJ.
It's, the dark continent time zone.
Oh, yeah, basically. Honestly, I keep expecting like the Australian accent to start kicking in, but it's not there yet. When's it coming? When can we expect the accent drop?
It's probably gonna take like several years if it ever happens. Although I do sometimes find myself switching pronunciations between certain words, like process and process, progress and progress. So... I just subconsciously do it. It's starting to slip in. I've been using Aussie vernacular a lot. If anyone says Aussie, I kill them in the streets. I don't say shrimp on the Barbie. I say prawns on the Barbie because no one says shrimp here. I say no wuckas. It's slowly but surely starting, but it will be a very long time.
We're getting there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right on. Huge. The people can't wait. All right. CJ, thank you so much for coming on once again. It's always a pleasure to have you. But our episode runtimes are always really long when you're on, but it's a blast.
Sorry, I can't shut up and I never will.
No, it's wonderful. It's some of the best discussions we have when you're on. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Where can people find you online?
You guys can mostly find me on YouTube. I do have a Reddit account that I will check someday in the future. I know I have messages. I don't know what they say. I'm busy. I'm sorry. I'll log in again one day. But yeah, mostly YouTube these days. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for having me on. This is like one of my favorite things ever, honestly. I'm very happy that I started my YouTube channel just because it means I get to come on here and talk with you guys. You guys are a blast, delightful every time. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Dylan, how about you?
You can find me online at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN on Twitter and Bluesky. Go give me a follow if you're interested in what I'm up to.
And you can, of course, find me on Bluesky and YouTube at Manga Kaige, where you can hear me talk even more about Hunter x Hunter every week if you want. Not 3 hours worth, but
no. But your section this week was still like 8 minutes long or something, right?
Yeah, which most segments of that show are about a minute, so that tells you a lot.
Important.
All right. For the show, next week, we will be joined for chapter 415, by the way, we'll be joined by a new guest. This is a YouTuber called Blade of the Grass, who was pretty highly requested. This is a Hunter x Hunter / like general manga YouTuber. Looking forward to talking to them. Hope you guys are too.
It'll be a good time. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see if we're still on the boat next week.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll see a different Blade of Grass in the manga.
Oh!
Who knows? Wow.
Wow.
That was funny, man. All right, so thanks for watching
believe-
or listening. Oh, go ahead.
I can't believe you really went touch grass. Touch grass, Gone.
Yeah,
Touch
for
grass.
real.
No,
He doesn't
He's
do
been
that
touching
enough.
grass for a year. He's been touching grass for a damn near a year now, or over a year actually. So
This is
And
what happens when
paperwork.
you log off and go outside.
Yeah.
I'm completely refreshed. Yeah. Be like Gone.
Be like Gone. That's a lesson to learn, especially during
You know,
Chimera Ant.
actually,
Yes.
maybe yeah, okay.
I think you can you can learn a lot
Just
from him.
just remember, Gone survived. Therefore, what he did, it all worked out for him in the
Yeah.
end, you know?
Right.
Yep.
That's a lesson to be learned here.
And he had a good time. He had a fun adventure.
Yeah, if there's any way to describe Chimera Ant, it's a good time. He had a great time.
What is the IRL equivalent of making that NEN contract? Is it whatever the Looks Maxers are doing, injecting themselves with all sorts of crazy substances? Is
Yeah, that's it.
that the equivalent? Or is that more like
You just
Emperor
gotta
Time?
you gotta inject a lot of it all at once. That's how you achieve that.
Of course, as a nursing student, I can confirm this is exactly what you should do.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You heard it here first. All right, guys. That's where we're ending the episode this week. So make sure to take that advice to heart. Keep it with you wherever you go.
Yep. Exactly.
We
And
started talking about drugs with Loserus, and we ended talking about drugs.
It's like poetry.
It
That's
rhymes.
It rhymes.
It's beautiful.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Take it easy.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.